What's up, guys? Regiment in this podcast is brought to you by G Fuel, the ultimate energy drink for gamers. G Fuel uses a special blend of vitamins, antioxidants, and other natural caffeine resources to keep you from having those jitters or even that crash that you normally would have from other energy drink brands. So whether you're having a long gaming session or you're just having a long day and need a pick-me-up, G Fuel definitely has you covered. G Fuel also has a wide array of flavors to choose from. But if you don't know what flavor you want to try, they also sell variety packs on their website, and they even come with a cool shaker. So head on over to gfuel.com and use promo code Regiment at checkout to get up to 30% off. That is Regiment, promo code Regiment down here at checkout to get up to 30% off.
Good.
Welcome back to another episode of The Smoke Pit. Today we have Mav. Mav, what's your actual name?
Sarah.
Mav actual.
Oh, that's
Didn't
easy.
you know?
That's my sister's name. So that should be easy.
With an H
We have
or without
Sarah,
an H?
also known as Mav, who's a community manager. All right. Yeah, community manager. And we got you out of a meeting today.
Let's go.
Fucking, you got to love the Smoke Pit podcast coming in and saving the day, you know?
Much excite.
So it's the podcast formerly known as Smoke Pit.
Formerly known as the Smoke Pit. If you're listening
First of all-
now after the name change, because the name change is coming, but it's not going to be until after probably October. So, but until then, it's the Smoke Pit because that's what it
Waiting
is.
on the graphics, everybody.
We're waiting on the graphics. You know, we're just constantly waiting on designers and stuff. And I came up with an idea, but
Remember back in January, or I'm sorry, March when you got a January episode? Same reason.
yeah. So Mav, tell us about yourself. You're Air Force active still?
I am, yeah. I've been that way for almost 7 years now.
You getting out or you
Cool.
staying, pulling the whole 20?
I just re-enlisted last year for 4, so
Oh,
I'm staying
no.
until I'm 30. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's so
no.
bad in the Air Force.
Yeah, it's so bad.
I know, the Air Force. No, I mean, I was Army
I
for
know.
8 years.
I got a
so.
bonus and I was deployed, so
Let's define
Where did
deployment.
you were just
All right.
recently deployed? Where'd you go?
yeah, I just went to Qatar. It was a vacation.
Qatar?
Yeah.
It's
You
like
went to the
going
guitar?
Cuba.
Yeah, I just went to it was like a really like uppity new town because they were developing so much stuff over there, so it was really easy to travel and go around, and they love Americans because it's tourism, so
Was it
it's
6
super
months?
easy.
God, man, even their deployments are
I wonder what their gyms are like. Probably great.
On base, they were pretty good. They were doing a bunch of renovations and stuff, so it was really nice.
Nice, easy deployment. Lots of money in your pocket. You know.
Yeah, I mean that was my second one. My first one was shitty, so that's why this
Where
second
was-
one was
See,
pretty nice.
I have so many clarifying questions because I got to know what shitty is for you.
What was
Shitty, I was at an army fob in the middle of
That's pretty normal.
you were in
yeah, that's normal.
Army,
That's an actual deployment. Yeah.
Army fob where?
Border of Syria and Iraq.
Hell yeah. You gotta love that. When,
Yep.
when was that?
Did
That
you
was,
get paid extra for it?
was that like that
I
was like
did.
early in your career, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was in 2019.
Yeah, not too
Like,
early.
How old
I
are
was
you?
in. Well, I mean, I was 3 or 4 years. in
Were you
already.
there when COVID kicked off?
No, thank God. I just got out of Italy in 2020, and I moved here.
Oh yeah. Wait,
So
were
the
you in
beginning, so I
Aviano?
just missed it. Yeah, I was in Aviano.
I jumped there a lot.
Oh yeah, were you a parachute rigger or?
I was with 173rd out of Vicenza.
Ooh, okay.
So I got to do a lot of shoot shakeout detail there. And your guys' long fucking retreat songs, because y'all played the Italian national
Yep.
anthem, which is like 10 minutes long.
Good
and
Lord.
then retreat. And I'm pretty sure the Air Force song was in there somewhere. And I'm still
Yeah.
standing there just like, what the fuck is going on? And
Yeah,
I'm
if you
like,
get stuck outside, you're screwed.
I
No
and I was walking from the PAHA, the parachute harnessing area, to and they're not even joking, dude. Fucking with every time. Am I wrong? Every time someone calls me in the middle of a
Wow.
fucking episode,
They get a notification, man.
I say this every time that whenever I start an episode, my phone never goes off. It's the only person that talks to me is my wife and Doc, and then maybe one other people or a group text. But people don't call me until I'm fucking recording. A second, within minutes of hitting the record button, my phone's ringing. Like, dude,
We
what?
don't even make an announcement for it either.
No, they don't even tell me. Anyway, what I was saying was I was walking from the parachute harnessing area, which is right by the tarmac. I don't know if you know where it is.
Mhm.
And I was walking to I was trying to get to the shopette, which is not a fucking close walk at all.
No, it's not.
And I was probably halfway there, and then I heard retreat, and I looked at my phone. I was like, dude, I should have planned this better. And I'm still standing there, and it's just going and going and going and going. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? How long is this? I don't know how you guys do it there. Like, I'm sure everybody hides as soon as retreat plays.
Oh yeah, no, I got stuck out there one time at the smoke pit that was over there, and they all just laughed at me from inside. It was fun.
Were you stationed in Aviano for a few years, or were you just there?
Yeah, I was there for almost 2.5, 3 years.
What years were those?
2017 to 2020.
So you got there right after I left. So
yeah,
it's always fun. It's always fascinating to hear when people are in the same place as me, the same time as me. But yeah, I was with the 173rd boys there, and I will never forget. I had to sleep 2 days in that fucking paha once because
I think I've slept in there too. I'm not even gonna lie.
It sucked because our commander and our battalion commander, our sergeant major, were just like, we're doing this jump regardless, and it was a Black Hawk jump, and they really wanted us to do this jump, but a storm had rolled in, and we were just kind of like the birds were grounded, so we had to stay in the paha for 2 days, and the weather never let up. And they're like, well, we're just going to nix the jump. I'm like, we could have just done that 2 days ago and not slept here. Because we were all there for because, Vicenza is like 45 minutes to an hour away from Aviano.
It's not bad of a drive.
It's not a bad drive, but having to stay there because they didn't want to drive. And it was like, we could have just done this jump a different day. We didn't have to stay here, but they did. So what's your MOS again?
I'm a 1 Charlie 5. So basically, it's a long title, but it's a command and control battlefield management operator. Essentially, if you know what an ABM is, an air battle manager, I do that, but enlisted.
Huh.
Can we get broken down for
I'll break it down a little bit more. Okay. Basically, I talk to aircraft and talk to pilots, and I coordinate strikes.
So you're
or other aircraft strikes.
So you're like
all the battle mission sets.
Air traffic controller.
So an off version of the JTAC.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we work with JTAC, we work with RAPCON, we work with all of them. So, and we work with Army as well sometimes, but it depends on where you're at. So if you're at a CRC or a control reporting center, then you're basically in a talk. You're in a secure zone with all your computers talking to, listening to 8 different radios at the same time, and then controlling aircraft, and then saying yeah, that guy's a hostile. Go ahead and shoot him down. And then at an AOC, which is where I'm at right now, I basically just do data links. So I just log the aircraft to come in.
So you deal with air to air or air to ground?
Both.
Both. Yeah, I was a JFO, so I worked a lot with TACPs and JFO and JTACs. So, and now apparently I don't need a JTAC. Like my MOS doesn't need a JTAC to clear hot anymore, which I found interesting.
Yeah.
So
they stopped funding the Army Guard people to come over to the JTAC side because the Air Force was like, nah, I don't want to give you guys any more money. We're gonna go ahead and fund our own.
Yeah, so now
that cut off.
And that was the thing with with the JFOs and the JTACs, we were always kind of a tight knit group, and we always knew we can't clear hot. Only the JTAC can clear hot. And then I was being told on my way out, yeah, JFOs can clear hot now. They don't need a JTAC. I was like, what? Really? I thought it was a liability thing. Yeah, I guess I am getting old. Things are changing.
Back in my corps.
Back in my
back in my army.
Not in my army, not today.
What I think is stupid is they're gonna make my career field under the same jurisdiction in a way, just like JTAC, which I think is stupid because we're not a combat AFSC, or we work with computers. So I think that's kind of stupid.
Why don't you just be a JTAC?
I mean,
do the high speed
shit.
OSI,
so
you're going OSI?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's a lot of acronyms.
Sorry. Yeah, it's Office of Special Investigations. So it's basically
you already said that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically like the CIA before the Air Force itself.
You're gonna have a very good career path set for you on when you get out. Versus me when I got out.
She's in the Air Force. She was set from the day she joined.
When I was clearing to get out, your options were security officer, cop, air traffic controller, and I'm like, I don't want to do any of that at all.
Yeah, I love my job now, but there's not much I can do with it. When I get out of the military, it's like, oh, well, you have a TS, woo, and then
I mean that's a lot though. That alone is quite a bit.
That'll carry you in a lot of things. I'm actually trying to work on getting a TS so that I can work because I'm doing IT, so I'm doing software development and stuff, and I want to get a TS to make it, to throw it on my resume to get a decent job. even if I'm not using the TS, just to say that I have a TS. I used to have just a regular secret clearance. I want a TS clearance so bad so that I can have better job options.
So what was it like to have a recruiter that was in the office?
Well, he actually had no idea what my job was. So he was like, I don't know, try it out. You might like it.
That's 90% of recruiters every time.
Did it, when I came back.
How long did it take you to join?
Ooh. I talked to them in February and I left in May.
The fuck? So like you just happened to go the first time and they were there.
Yeah.
Must be nice. That was not the case.
And MEPS, and I had to push back my date because I was still smoking, and then I left.
What? No, I can't see that at all.
I know. Nobody can now.
You weren't part of...
Nah, you seem like you used to smoke.
So you weren't part of delayed entry at all?
I was.
Oh, yeah.
Just not for long.
Not for long. I was on delayed entry for 8 fucking months.
That sucks.
And I was like, when can I ship out? Well, not until September of next year. I'm like, what? Why? They wouldn't even let me get infantry. I wanted infantry, and they said, it's full. You have to pick something else.
Thank God.
Should have joined the Marines. Shit.
What, I couldn't pick my job? No, thank you.
Yeah, but you could have got infantry.
Could have. 90% of the people I know that joined the Marine Corps when I was joining the Army all became either truck drivers or something stupid.
Pretty similar. So,
I took my ASVAB. They're like, well, you scored high enough to not get a stupid job, but, you know, your job options are greatly expanded. However, the one that you want, you can't have because it's full and they're not taking any more infantry right now. And I was like, well, what about school options? They're like, well, you can go to airborne school. And I'm like, yeah, I definitely want to do that. What about ranger school? And they're like, that's full. So I couldn't do any of that shit. I had my airborne option. That was it. And I was so...
I wonder what your reading comprehension score was.
My reading comprehension's great. Reading aloud is different than reading. Thank you very much. I can read and comprehend. I just can't speak the words out loud, okay? So fuck you, Doc.
Do you read with like a finger underneath the words?
Not kinda, yeah. I actually just kind of go like, you know, close one eye and I kind of just, you know, follow my finger like that.
So. One eye's better than the other.
What? What? Who said what? I heard Doc talking shit over there.
I was waiting for the insult.
It's like, is one eye's better than the other, so you kind of like squinting?
Almost, yeah. It gets so bad that even like one of the episodes that he was on, it was like New Year's before he left, him and my wife were on an episode with me, and they were both fucking dogging on my reading. It was great. I loved it so much.
One of the best clips of all time.
Fuckers. And I married one of you, son of a bitch.
Yeah, we're spoiled and we know it.
Speaking of...
And now you have Nicolas Cage on your fucking browser.
Yeah, so. Speaking of... I am almost 100% positive that this is the doing of my wife, because I go to school. I left my computer on, right? I go to school. I come back. I'm looking at articles for us, you know, for today. And I happen to open up. And let me just show you motherfuckers what I came and opened up to. Everything is fucking Nicolas Cage. Absolutely everything is Nicolas Cage. All the other thumbnails for articles are Nicolas Cage. Everything on every browser is fucking Nicolas Cage. And then you go to Facebook.
You won't see it, by the way.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
And then you go to... And then you...
Oh, sorry. That was me.
What the fuck? Why is this dude messaging me if I've got Cash App?
Probably so you can...
And then I go to... And then I go look at my Facebook. Facebook is nothing but Nicolas Cage. Speak of the devil. Hey, honey. Hey, babe.
It was her.
She's feeding the dogs. I'm going to leave this up because I want to know. I want to know if this is my wife's doing.
I have confirmation. It was her.
I got to get her down here for the sake of the episode, for the viewers to watch my... And my dog is going ape shit. She's feeding them right now.
Oh my
God. But yeah, so like everything's fucking Nicolas Cage, and it's funny. At first, I thought I got a virus. I was like, there ain't no fucking shot I got a virus. And
that's the best virus ever.
I was just like, it had me freaked out for a second because I'm like, I'm normally pretty good about my antivirus and what I'm browsing on here.
Are you? I've seen some of the videos and things that you sent me.
Yeah, fair. That's fair. But yeah, hang on. Hey, honey. Hey, babe. She's fucking laughing up there. She's fucking laughing. Is this your doing? Was this you? I go to Facebook and it's all Nicolas Cage. And then I'm like, I was like, wait, because I'm like trying to look at. I was trying to see what my the 150 reasons to not re-enlist. I'm like, why is everything Nicolas Cage on this? And he's like, that's not showing for me. And I'm like, that's weird. So I open up another article, and then lo and behold, I'm like, wait, everything on here is Nicolas Cage too. And I was just like, what the fuck? And I Googled. I wish I was recording when I found this, because that would have been an awesome clip. But then I'm like looking around, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I Google, I'm like, why is everything on my feed Nicolas Cage? I thought it was a Facebook hack. I didn't realize it was a browser thing.
Reddit.
I had a feeling once I realized that it was a prank that people could put as a browser extension, and I'm like, how did that happen? Wait a second. It was my wife. From home.
I'm so doing it.
It was my wife. Yeah, I know. Okay, manage extension.
Get married, they said. It'll be great, they said.
I mean, you know, it could always be worse. They could always like take all your money and your house from you.
That's true.
But no, mine just floods my browser with fucking Nicolas Cage. So I guess I lucked out.
I think I might keep it. If that happened to me, I would just probably keep it.
Yeah, I mean,
the browser or the wife?
Oh, I mean, hopefully both, but.
I was gonna say I'm already married to her, so I can't throw her away. So I mean, technically,
it's just a longer process.
Hirehitman.com. Anyway, so lots of so Maverick. What else have you got going on right now? I know you've been a busy bee lately.
Yeah, and I really have been. I'm actually going through school again. I'm trying to get my master's degree.
In what?
And then behavioral science / psychology.
Oh, right up
Doc's alley. Are you gonna
like
be like a social worker?
No, I want to do behavioral analysis after I get out of the military. Do for contract sides for government agencies.
Oh, so like for like criminal.
Mm-hmm.
You doing profiling and shit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there it is. She's been watching Mindhunter too much.
Wouldn't be allowed in Gitmo.
She's been watching a lot of Mindhunter.
It's like when you find those horror documentaries and you're like, man, this is really interesting. And then you
say
really
horror
start to get
or horror?
of it. Horror. 2 R's.
Like scary.
Yeah, scary.
Where are you from?
Horror.
Let's get this out the way.
Yeah, where
am
are
I
you
from?
Yeah.
No, I grew up Navy, so traveled everywhere. So, but I was born in Maine.
Yeah. Was your dad or mom in the Navy?
Yeah, they both were.
Yeah, so that's why she didn't join the Navy. She said, "Fuck that shit."
Well, my dad said, "If you're gonna go enlisted, go Air Force."
Exactly. He was smart.
My grandpa.
He wasn't smart, but he was trying to teach you.
My grandpa was so pissed when I joined the Army. He was like,
I mean, he's seen stuff.
My grandpa was a Vietnam vet from the Navy, and I told him I was going in the Army, and he's just like, "You're throwing your fucking life away," and I'm like, oh, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not." I was like, "Why can't you just be proud of me?" He's like, "You should have just joined the Navy or the Air Force." I'm like, "I tried joining the Navy, and they fucking blew me off."
They blew you? I believe that.
They definitely blew me. Yeah, it's 100% a Navy thing to do. No lie there. Air Force Air Force and Space Force have the absolute most cush life.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
well, that's what happens when mom and dad get a divorce for so many years. They just marry this rich stepdad and then they have a child. That's the Air Force. They were made in like the 50s.
Well, who's the dad?
They get like 2 Christmases.
Are you talking about the Army
Basically.
and the Air Force? Is the divorced parents?
Or really just the government in general.
That's fair. Yeah, and then you got the Space Force. And then in order to enlist in the Space Force, you have to apply to even talk to a recruiter. You can't just talk to a Space Force recruiter. You have to submit an application to talk to one.
I was approved to go to Space Force, but I said no because OSI.
Well, it's easier for you because you're Air Force.
Yeah.
Air Force personnel have an easier time getting to talk to a recruiter than, let's say, me. Walking in saying, I want to join the Space Force. We're like, get out of here, fucking Riri. You're not doing that. You got to submit this application. The Air Force didn't want you. So guess what? Space Force doesn't fucking want you either.
In case y'all were wondering, the Air Force's life is so good that Mav was just like, I'm good. I'll stay here.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of like where I'm at right now. You know,
I could have done it. They offered it to me. I'm like, I'm fine. This is
Like, you
good.
know what? I think I'm all right.
And meanwhile, you have my ass. So the people in my world are just like finding a reason to get out.
Like, I would do dirty things if I got that offer.
There's this dude that that I go to every couple of weeks to go get vape stuff. He works at the vape shop, obviously. And he's
This isn't sounding good.
Yeah. Every time I come in there, he's always like, "Oh, what's up, like Air Force chick? Like, how's it going?" And I was like, "It's going." And then he's like, "How's your life? Like, what you doing with like the rest of your life? Like, are you like, what's the plan?" And I tell him, he's like, "Oh, you already set up." I was like, "Yeah." And like every time I come in there, he like hypes me up like every
Did
single
he call
time.
you Air Force chick?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cringe.
I want to know, honey. I'm really proud of you for that one. That was a good one. I was like, wow, she got me good. Sorry, man.
I'm doing it to my girl. She works from home, and it's gonna drive her insane.
So you have a twin. She's also Air Force.
Yeah, she is.
Are you identical twins?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're identical.
Did you not see the photo post from fucking, what was it, DreamHack that you guys were at?
Yeah, it was.
I
Dream
probably
Magazine.
saw it and probably just thought it was her.
Probably. Because
I was like, why would I question
It
these
happens.
things?
Yeah, it happens.
Is
So
she in the
it's-
Air Force too?
Yeah, she was
No fucking
prior-
shot.
Yeah, she's security forces though.
Oh, she's a cop. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck her.
Yeah, fuck all the cops. I love how the
right,
Air
yeah.
Force security forces like, yeah, I'm Air Force SF. They don't even say security forces. They say Air
No, they
Force
hate
S.
it.
They fucking
Yeah, because
say-
we hate them.
They call it Air Force SF. They don't even say security forces. Most of the ones I've ever talked to, like, I'm Air Force SF, and like,
The fuck is that?
Because people
They're
think,
like, oh.
they want people to think special forces.
right. That's exactly why they
Yeah.
say it. And it's like,
I even told her not to do it too. I told her not to do security forces because I went in the year prior to her, and then she was like, "Oh, maybe I should do Air Force. Though. What should I do?" I'm like, "Don't do security forces. Don't do this. Don't do that." And then she's like, "I'm gonna do it."
aren't you guys supposed to have like a connected brain?
We're polar opposites. In every
Really?
way, shape, and form besides looks. Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. I've always heard the opposite. Like, identical
Yeah.
Well,
twins
it's
are pretty
usually they're very, very similar or they're very, very opposite.
Yeah, we're so opposite. My right hand is my dominant hand, and her left hand is her dominant hand.
I mean, I guess it kind of like makes sense. Like, you're kind of two of the same person, but like one's using one side of the brain, the other's using the other.
That's exactly how I imagine that, actually.
Maybe. Yeah.
Instead of the whole brain being used at once and have that psychic connection that twins.
Yeah, each one
supposedly
of
have.
the halves of their brain are clearly still bigger than ours.
Is she a streamer like you too?
No, I'm actually trying to get her into it. She wants to do it, but she doesn't have a good enough PC.
How wild would it be if you gave her your fucking stream key to pretend to be you and you would just fuck with people?
She would ruin my life.
And
She should have the name like not Mav or some shit because that would be
Not
hilarious.
that actual.
not Mav, not
And
actual.
it would blow people's mind because they're like, it's clearly her, right? Like it looks just that's
I told
her.
her to do Iceman because she's got this platinum blonde hair thing now. So I was like, you should just do Iceman because that'd be cool. And she was like, nah, I don't want to do that. That's stupid. I was like, all right, whatever. But she does the YouTubes. She does all that stuff because she's a fitness person. She does all that.
Oh, she's a
stuff.
fitness influencer?
Yeah. So she does that. She's just now starting out on YouTube, but she's doing pretty well.
That's good. YouTube is pretty
Yeah.
easy to grow on if you're consistent with it.
She's very consistent with her social media, which I admire.
I feel
I'm
like
not.
How old are y'all?
26.
You're
Makes sense.
children. You're both children.
I feel old.
People say that, and then other people are like, "Oh, you're old," you know.
The people
get a
that are
weird
in the
mix.
military with you are going to call you old. Anybody that's joining the military. Is the people in your unit that call you old?
My airmen call me old.
Yeah, because
Because they're brand new to the military.
Because they're like 19, 20 years old.
right. I have a kid,
Yeah.
and like they were born in the fucking mid to late 2000s. It's crazy.
Oh,
I don't like it when they say I was born in the 1900s. Like, why you gotta say it like that?
I have a kid in my that was in my economics class that was born in like 2005. And I was like,
jeez.
I
god!
was like, I was a junior in
Oh my
high school,
God.
man.
I'm
He's like-
stuck in
he's like-
2005.
And then he looks at me, he's like, you're so old. And I'm like, you'll get there too. So enjoy it while it lasts, kid. But yeah, he
rough.
he was that generation that learned about 9/11 in the fucking history books. Because that's the thing they teach in history now. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, because it's
It's
history.
It's technically history because it's old enough. And now I'm just like, I want to vomit. I want to.
Did you know that the time between that 70s show and the actual 70s was actually less time than the time between that 90s show and the actual 90s?
I don't like what you just said there. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all, dude. Thank you. I needed that today.
When I found that out, I'm like, wow, my day is ruined immediately.
Yeah, my fucking day is ruined. I mean, I get reminded all the time that I'm old because my wife is younger than me. I'm her old man.
Significantly.
How old is she?
She's 30.
Oh.
In 2 months. I want to preface.
She's
like
older.
4
I
years
thought
older
she
than
was.
me. That's not,
I thought she was. Well, he's like 35.
I'm just shit talking, honey.
You're 35, right?
And me? Yeah, I turned 35 in November.
Okay.
And then she turns 30 in November. So.
Yeah, that's the same difference. Yeah, my girl's 27.
Yeah. Enjoy these next 5 years.
Which is weird because it's the same age as my sister.
Enjoy these next 5 years, Mav, because it goes quick. It really, really does. But 30 is the new 20. I'll say that now.
Apparently, yeah.
30 is the new 20. I mean, I have though my age tells me that I am old, and my body, because of the Army, definitely reminds me that I'm old. It's in here and in here. I'm still 20-something.
What is happening here?
What are you talking about?
I'm just watching the dog chase his tail.
Yeah, it's a dog.
He does this.
It's a dog. He's a pooper. He's a fucking pooper. Look at him go.
But you chase your tail, so.
Yeah, so.
He does this whenever he gets, like, he wants to get energy out. He'll just do, like, circles.
That sounds like Marines.
It pretty much is. I mean, like, dogs and Marines, they do call them devil dogs, so.
Okay, all right.
He's a menace to society.
That's what my girl calls her cats.
So you streamed a lot. You're not still on the fucking task force regiment, are you?
No. I just resigned from there.
Yeah, because you're
love it, but
you're doing community manager things.
Yeah.
See, it's good to have more female leadership and moderators within regiment because I don't feel like we have enough.
Especially since Perp has a child spawn now.
What?
Yeah.
And especially because Perp was gone, but on top of that, like the workload because we have a females only section in regiment.
Mm-hmm.
That I always forget about it. Honestly.
So do I, which is kind of the point.
That's the point. Yes.
Most of the mods are male, and we had Perpski before you came in and before Whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just Perpski, and it was like that's a lot for one person to have to constantly watch, given the fact that the rest of the staff can't go in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good that we actually have more. We're getting more females like to get into the female exclusive stuff for that reason. So
before we go into the articles, though, continue.
We just had a women's game night actually too.
Did you? I would never would have known until you told me.
Yeah,
because it's only discussed in there. But that's pretty awesome. So is it? Remind me, is the females only thread like just verified, or is it all?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure it's just
look
verified.
At it.
It might. Yeah, I think it's just verified.
No dependents.
Well, if they're verified dependents,
dependents and verified. I don't think supporters are allowed in there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, supporters wouldn't be allowed in there because that makes sense that they're verified then because anybody could say that they're a female as a supporter and get in just to get in there.
Mm-hmm. And then spam the chat with a bunch of links. Yep.
A bunch of stupid shit. Bunch of PPs no one wants to see.
Fucking verified members do that shit.
Yeah, they definitely do. You can't tell you how many times the logging thing has shown, like the one that fucking Fred posted the other day where it's just a butt shot of a guy and you can just see his ball bag. It's like, and how many, remember that there's so many times where you'll get a dude with a fucking profile picture of him and his dick root.
Oh.
And it's just like, why are you doing this? Like, it's just
gross.
Some of the photos that people have as their profile photos on Discord are just, who raised you? You know?
I don't understand why they think that's going to work.
I don't either.
You weren't briefed as a kid about social media.
What? You had social media as a kid?
Well, I was timed to my internet usage as a kid.
For 30 minutes a day.
I didn't have internet until I was
grown. It was an old Dell laptop that took like 15 minutes to even load.
Dude, you got a Dell.
And took forever. And then video games are only on the weekends for an hour. That was it.
You were a sheltered child. Goddamn.
They didn't need to monitor my internet use because all they had to do was pick up the phone.
Do you understand the reference?
If someone was on the phone, you couldn't connect
do.
to the internet.
Okay.
And then even then, like, it was just like, for us, like, getting on the internet was, there. You were doing two things on the internet. You were doing work or you were shopping. Unless you were
I
like,
was just using Paint. That's what I was using.
or Paint, yeah, or E-Bombs
Or
World.
the little like pinball machine thing.
For me, it was E-Bombs World.
Pinball?
Yeah,
Oh, yes, the fucking pinball. Yes.
that was fun.
It was fun.
So how long have you been in Regiment?
Ooh, since 2021, so a couple years now.
Couple years. What got you? How'd you like find out about us?
Funny enough, actually, a prior member that's now banned. So
don't you love that? The person that got you in here is now also a person that we got rid of.
yeah, so
The
I
odds.
got into the whole gaming stuff with that, and then I liked it a lot. And then he started doing dumb stuff, and then they were like, "All right, yeah."
I mean, Doc found me. I was already in Regiment at this time, but I didn't really actively do anything. He found me because I was streaming in drag.
Yeah, that's the first time me and Brock met.
Oh,
Drag.
nice.
And he was like, you ever heard of Regiment? I'm like, I've heard of it. I'm in there.
You were in Regiment because you posted it in Regiment. We have this conversation all the time.
And then I was in there and I posted. I wasn't really active or anything. And then I found out he was stationed at Great Lakes, which was 20 minutes from me.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then we just met up for drinks and stuff. And then he just became a regular guest on my podcast because I have
Which
my
ended
own.
up being like the
Someone,
unofficial Regiment podcast for a long time.
Yeah.
There was
It
someone
really
actually at the change of command for the general on base. And I was on the flight line looking at the B2s and the B1s and all that stuff out there. And someone just said Mav. And I was like, what? And I turned around and it was this guy from the flight line. He was like, yeah, Regiment. And I was like, oh, what up, dude? How's it going? And so
I'm
talking to him.
actually yet to find another Regiment
Same.
person randomly in the wild.
That was the first time it's happened in 2 years, though. So
It's still never happened to me. And I would probably shit myself if I heard blacklisted. I'd be like,
what?
how do you know that name?
Well, he said Mav, and then my airmen looked confused, and they were like, and then I was like, hey, what's up? And then
That's good that your airmen haven't found your socials yet,
yeah, me too.
because it becomes awkward.
It does.
One
Well,
of
they
my
know I
junior
game and
sailors-
stream and stuff. Yeah.
One of my junior sailors found a TikTok I had posted, and I was like, "Oh God, it has begun. This is not good."
No, I find my airmen on TikTok and stuff because they
That's
just pop up on my
not
For You
nearly as
page.
bad. That's
like,
terrible. That's because their contacts are probably in your phone.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
I'm
That's
like,
probably how I ended up on theirs.
Hang on a second. I'm about to block the fuck out of somebody here.
So one of our first articles, I chose specifically because we have Mav on, and she has a very nice lifestyle, which you will see is the opposite of this article.
Yeah, so the Air Force typically has a fucking absolute cush life. And
I mean, they call their barracks dorms.
yeah.
That's true.
What? Yeah. Why is that? You guys call them dorms? Because they're better.
Barracks
My
was
Aviano
too-
dorm was lit. I loved it.
I fully believe it.
So soldiers subject to horrendous living conditions, according to government reports, and the photos that I see that are not Nicolas Cage anymore, definitely confirm that. Definitely confirm that. That is some bad. Look at the piping.
Mm.
That looks like a ship bathroom when it floods underway.
We will.
That's gross.
We are going to definitely discuss that further once we get there. So we got an update about the dude who fled to North Korea, because there's always an update. This still shows Nicolas Cage. Let me refresh. So soldier who fled to North Korea is now in U.S. custody. So we
got him back.
we've been doing, which is very surprising. They gave him back.
I mean, after like what, 2 months?
It wasn't even that. It was like a month. Like I'm surprised that one, I'm surprised they gave him back. Two, I'm surprised he didn't come back a vegetable like the last U.S. citizen that was in
Well,
North
probably
Korean
because
custody.
he went over there like kind of willingly.
Both of them did technically.
I want to know what secrets he told them.
I think in my mind, I thought he was intoxicated.
The
Running
one-
across the border.
No, he was.
No, he's just stupid.
This dude. Do you not know the backstory of this guy?
A little bit. I know a little.
He was.
Oh, so you don't listen to us all the time.
He's
God.
going to be. He was being transferred to the United States for assault charges. He was being was it court-martialed? He was facing
Yeah,
he was facing
yeah.
UCMJ action, and he fled custody after they dropped him off at the airport, and then he went and like snuck his way into like a tour of the DMZ, and then just ran away to try to escape it. And then he was giving them all kinds of weird excuses of why he did it. And then now he's back in U.S. custody.
Like how? I swear I want to hear an article that talks about the punishing or the court-martialing of the people that just like fucking let him get away.
I know. Like, I'm actually confused by that too, because the MPs, there has to be like, just by policy and procedure, they probably would just like, once they hand them, I think we looked into that a little bit. Once they hand them off to like the authorities that are there, which aren't military authorities, then the exchange of custody is done. They're not supposed to sit there with them anymore.
Sounds very inefficient.
I think the policy is definitely going to change after that. It has to.
Liberty's probably fucked over there for a while.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah,
It's always
100%.
getting fucked. In the gaming world, Epic has been having a not so epic couple of days, given the fact that they just cut 16% of their staff and raised V-Bucks cost by 15% due to inflation.
Some epic bullshit is what it is.
Is that the guy from Fortnite? But pretty much, yeah.
Ninja? That's not Ninja.
Oh god, dude, some of those fucking people. But yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that. Nvidia got raided today by authorities. So the French offices got raided in cloud computing competition inquiry, which I don't understand.
What is it with cloud
Dude,
gaming?
this is the second time we've talked
lately.
about cloud shit, like with the Microsoft deal and the whole cloud thing with that. I don't know.
And in Europe.
I don't know. I really don't understand like what the big issue is with cloud gaming and cloud computing.
Ready Player One's coming, man. I'm just waiting for it.
And me too. PlayStation has also kind of been having a shit day or two. Their boss, Jim Ryan, is stepping down in March. The CFO is taking his place, or is it the COO or CFO? Yeah, COO and CFO is the same guy, is assuming the interim role of CEO until they find a predecessor. And it's weird because there's a lot of weird shit that's been happening at Sony. Sony just got hacked a couple of days ago, right?
But Sony is just maybe he's the reason why they're so fucking stubborn on everything.
This hack was the biggest breach that they've had since that one breach back in like 2011.
It wasn't that long ago. They had a breach like a year or so ago.
No, I'm talking about where it shut down like.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah, where it shut down everything for like 2 months, and so he's stepping down. Then before this announcement, Sony got hacked, and it was like a huge data breach where like everybody's data got leaked. And now there's another thing that came out where Sony cut ties with gaming heads who make the little figurines for like, you know, all the Sony things like The Last of Us, God of War, all that stuff. Not only did they cut ties with them, but Sony is directing gaming heads to destroy the entire inventory. And gaming
they're
heads
about to become super valuable.
And this is including like orders that have already been paid for and are pending shipping. Sony's telling them not to ship anymore and to destroy the inventory. And if anybody wants a refund, Gaming Head says you have to go to Sony for it. Because
that's insane.
Well, because all the money,
Wow.
all the money that they got was already there, and Sony already got the profits for it. So all the
That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. All there.
Yeah, all the refunds are going to have to be issued by Sony and not by Gaming Heads. And they even put out a tweet about this. I'll read it. And more military news, a single mother from a town known for prostitution earned scholarship to become Army. Now, before I dive into this article, I want to think that this article is a play on words. And the reason why I say that after I read it out loud, single mother from a town known for prostitution, it could be the town that's known for that, but is she the one known for that?
They're using it for clickbait.
Right.
They're using it for
one of the
clickbait.
other articles.
I guarantee it. You know how many articles we've read that sounded like, oh, what the fuck? Like the dude that like murdered his wife over like, and they made it sound like he killed her over like embarrassing sex stuff.
That's right.
But he used the embarrassing sex stuff as an excuse so they wouldn't look under the bed when they were searching the house.
There was nothing sex related. There was no embarrassing sex stuff. He wasn't putting anything in his ass. It was boring as shit.
It was boring as shit. So we'll find out if this is a clickbait article.
Like Brock has been railed more times than he has.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. I've already shared that story 65 times. I don't need to talk about it again. Mav's over here like, wait, what?
Yep. True story. True story.
And then after that, we're going to dive in about 20 more of the 150 reasons why I'm not re-enlisting. And starting, I think what did we end at? 101? No.
I think it was 105. Good Lord.
Was it 105? Yes, it is 105. You're correct. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 105.
It's 105.
So let us begin. Regiment in this podcast is also proudly partnered with Stack Up. Stack Up is another military gaming organization. The one thing different, though, is that they focus mostly on the mental health of veterans as well as the betterment of veterans alike. One of the programs that Stack Up has is their STOP, or Overwatch program, which is a 24/7 crisis support line for veterans. The thing that sets Stack Up's Overwatch program above all other crisis support lines, including the VAs, is the fact that this 24/7 crisis line is operated by trained veterans. So when a veteran calls in crisis, they're not just talking to a random person. They themselves are talking to a vet that has also gone through something similar and can relate to the situation. Their trained staff in this Overwatch program will help a veteran find the resources that they need to find help. And if the person just wants somebody to talk to, the Overwatch program is great for that too. Another cool thing that the Overwatch program does is that you don't have to sit there and talk on the phone with somebody. If you feel comfortable just doing DMs, they can definitely do that too. Another really cool thing that Stack Up has is their air assaults. Air assaults are where they'll take a veteran and fly them to conventions all over the country. This includes TwitchCon, Comic-Con, anywhere in the U.S., all expenses paid. And if a convention happens to be somewhere out west in California, Stack Up has what's called a Phalanx House, which is essentially a gaming lounge for all veterans to just go to. Stack Up will definitely hook you up with that. They have pool tables, hot tubs, and just a place to stay if you're out west. It's pretty cool. Another thing that Stack Up has is their supply crates. Now, what they'll do is they'll take gaming equipment, gaming consoles, and other cool swag and send it to either a veteran in need or a unit somewhere deployed or a unit that needs it. This is a great way to keep veterans connected and boost the morale of the veterans that need it. Every year, Stack Up has a charity called the Call to Arms. The Call to Arms charity is to help Stack Up raise the funds that they need for all the awesome programs that they have. Last year alone, they raised $625,000, and all of that money goes to keeping these programs going to help other veterans that need it. If you're looking to donate, we have the donation link down in the bio. But if not, go ahead and spread the word of this awesome charity and head on over to stackup.org and check them all out. That's stackup.org and tell them Regiment sent you. The shitty living conditions. So the horrendous living conditions. Let's read this. So soldiers in Texas. Is it Fort Hood? This sounds like Fort Hood.
I mean Fort Liberty now.
Oh,
no,
we have to preface this.
That's Fort Bragg.
That Mav, you're not getting paid extra for reading this article, no matter how much distress it makes.
You're not getting substandard living pay for this, so don't get ahead of yourself. So soldiers in Texas and other parts of the country are living in barracks rife with mold, bed bugs, gas leaks, and even squatters. A new government. How?
It's just another day on the Marine Corps base.
Wait, how do you have squatters in the barracks?
It's happened.
How do they get on base?
A lot of I mean, so if it's anything like, so I was recently in Scott Air Force Base for some training. Phenomenal base, by the way. I've clearly made some terrible decisions. And that base is not secure at all. There's a train track. I'm putting this out to the public, but it's public knowledge. There's a train track that goes through base, and you can just walk onto the train track and just mosey your ass on the base. Nobody's watching it,
and there's no security thing for
there's nothing.
Wow.
Huh.
Zero.
Wow.
They said they've actually had to shut down the base for not active shooter, but whatever the other one
security threats or whatever.
Security threat, because a gate guard was doing a patrol, and he saw someone hop onto one of the trains and had got off somewhere on base, and they had to find them.
Oh my God.
So they were locked down on base for hours.
Dude, I don't know how they fucking have
So
no
if it's anything
security
like that, then it's not hard.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So we found that living conditions in some military barracks may pose potentially serious risks to the physical and mental health of service members as well as their safety, U.S. General Accountability Office said in its review. The GAO surveyed 10 barracks across the country, including Joint Base San Antonio, and found instances. Where's Joint Base San Antonio?
San Antonio.
Thanks, Doc. Is that what branch is that?
Joint Base. Yeah.
Joint Base. I'm pretty sure it's Fort Sam.
Yeah, well, I mean, Joint Base San Antonio. It's got to have a name other than that. That's more of what I was.
No, I think that's what they call Fort Sam now.
And found instances of raw sewage in bathrooms, broken heating and cooling systems, and in the case, methane gas leaking into rooms from aging pipes. Soldiers told auditors they felt unsafe and depressed in their surroundings. I would too. You fucking look like you're living in the gulag. I often wake up at night sweating from the heat, itching from bed bugs, and feeling like I'm suffocating, one U.S. Marine told auditors. I like how they went from soldier to Marine there.
Quit bitching. That's your normal life.
Members who were granted anonymity by the GAO also reported malfunctioning door locks and fire alarms. Barracks feel like living in a rundown motel or in a prison, one soldier said.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely joint. We're back and forth between soldier and Marine here, unless they're calling them the same thing, which would be very surprising. They're popular in the military. So the Pentagon isn't disputing any of the GAO findings and said that it's taking steps to address more than 30 recommendations for structural improvements and better oversight. I do too. Spokespeople for Joint Base San Antonio did not respond to a request for comment. Why would they? The report was military-wide, but Texas plays an outsized role in the services. The state has 15 military bases with more than 100,000 soldiers stationed on them. Elizabeth Field, the GAO director who led the report, told congressional panel this week that military officials have ignored past concerns from junior enlisted officers or junior enlisted members, which I believe because we've talked about this and Angry Cops has too.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna bring up the same thing.
We're like, how many times? I mean, maybe not for you, Mav, but how many times have we brought up concerns of living conditions in our barracks or housing being so substandard and having so many problems that they just go completely ignored? And then there's that whole thing where that contractor was faking their fucking. And
that's part of the barrack stuff too, because they'll fix things. They'll say that they'll write them down as fixed because some of them would get bonuses if they were fixed within a certain amount of time. And then it would also take it off the task list because you can't have a tasker open case for so long.
It was
it looks bad on them. So they'll be like, oh, that was done.
So that whole process was run on a ticket system. So you would open a ticket, submit the ticket, and then it would go in their whatever their fucking system is, and then they could complete it from there. And then it'd let it sit for a little bit of time, then mark it complete, and never actually do it. And they would
because it looks bad for them if the ticket sits there for a while.
Yeah, so they would get it. They would do it in a certain amount of time to get the bonus and to show that it was done and not actually do the work. And
that is so shitty.
And that's just one of the many problems that enlisted members have when it comes to reporting these conditions, because you have to go to your chain of command about it first. And it's up to them to push that ticket forward in the first place. So a lot of times what you'll see is you'll have a lower enlisted go up to their senior leadership, say, this is fucked. And they'll just be like, who gives a shit? Suck it up.
Suck it the fuck up.
Suck it up, or it's never going to get fixed, so whatever. You're going to be out of here in a year anyway.
Rank up and live off base.
Exactly. Or get married, but then also don't get married. So it's like...
Don't suddenly get married. Yeah,
there's a nice club off base with a fine young woman.
You know, the gaslighting in the fucking military is on a whole different level.
So for the rest of us peasants, what are the nice living conditions like?
Yeah, what are the dorms like?
I mean, it was pretty nice in Aviano, but here, since the inside of the buildings are so old at Barksdale that things deteriorate in the inside, so we do have an issue with black mold in the dorms currently.
Are you in the dorms
That's just
right
an
now?
issue. That's just an issue with cleaning, from my experience.
Are you in the dorms right now?
No, me?
Yeah.
No, I haven't been in the dorms in 5 years.
You have an option.
Excuse me. You've lived off post.
Off base for
Wait, so you're
yeah.
you're an E5.
Like,
Are you married?
most of your career?
Yeah,
You're
pretty
married?
much. No.
So you're an E5 and you're not married and you're allowed to live off post?
If
Well,
you're an
that's
E4,
not
you
that
can live
uncommon.
off base.
If you're an
This is
E4,
bullshit.
you can live
You
off
make
base?
E4 automatically.
Yeah, so if you make E4, you can get off base.
What
So
the
if you just
fuck?
stay in long enough, you get to live off base. Is what you're telling me,
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
And in some
Fuck,
cases,
we
you know how you
fucked
get
up.
VA, you know how you
That's
get
all-
VAS sometimes,
all I
like
know.
for food and everything. They can give you a waiver to get your BAS without having to go to the DFAC.
this was a mistake having you on. I just hate life so much more now. This is bullshit.
Join the Air Force, kids. If you wanna live a good life. No wonder you guys get fucking paid to live in our barracks.
Yeah, we get paid if we have like unstable, like on like conditions that you guys have, we get paid extra.
Yeah, automatically often. It's like
Yeah, my
automatically.
dad says
it's-
like the way that it is like if you want to sleep in a field, go Army. If you want to go on a boat, Navy. But if you want to sleep in a hotel, go Air Force. And I was
Yeah.
like,
and for those that don't know, the pay that she's referring to is called substandard living pay.
mhm.
Which is a very high standard.
And and that's what all those grunt folk have to live in is the substandard. What they get paid extra for, that's just the standard for us. So love that. I love that so much. And you know, and everyone wonders like, why does everyone like dog
This is
on the
just-
Air Force so much for having such good lives? Here's why. You're the
Yeah,
first Air
so
Force we've had on this
We'll shit on you
podcast.
all day with another veteran. Granted, like if a civilian's like fuck the Air Force, like, well, hold on, you can't
Oh,
say that.
hey, yeah.
Let's calm down here. But like if another person says fuck the Air Force and they serve, by all means,
Oh, I'm not mad at all. I
you're
get it.
within justification because
Yeah,
they
don't
get.
be jelly, be jam. It's okay.
I'm absolutely jealous. You get treated like a person, okay?
You do. You get treated like
but there
an
are
actual
still
human
some
being.
people that still complain.
Oh, I'm
And
sure.
Oh, yeah, no, I noticed that
You'll get
Mm.
that everywhere, though. Unfortunately.
at Scott it was patient transfer training. The Navy personnel there were telling me that they recently just changed their working hours. They used to do like shift work, so it would be like 12 hours, but it was like 15 days a month. It was like 2 on, 2 off type thing. They just recently changed it to now it's like 6 or 8 hours maximum per day. And one of the staff sergeants was telling me that did our training. He said that if he gets a call or a text from anyone, any uniformed personnel, that he's like, fuck them, I'm off of work. I'm like, excuse me? So like if your commander calls you or texts you after 1500, he's like, yeah, I'm not working. I'm not fucking answering that call. I was mind blown.
I got shit on so hard for not answering my phone one time.
Me
I would go to
too.
mass immediately.
Well, the problem was we were constantly on what was called ASERF, which was rapid response. So we were on that all the time. So it was like mandatory. You have to be on standby for recall at any time, even on off hours. So you had to have your phones on and on you at all times and always answer because of that status. You couldn't travel, you couldn't drink, you couldn't do shit. And it was like that for 3 fucking years. And everyone's like, why'd you get out? I'm like, that's why I got out. I got sick and
When
tired of getting a
birthday
phone call
start?
at 2 in the morning and then getting yelled at for not answering because it's 2 in the morning.
When
Anyway,
does your workday start, Matt?
yeah, when does your workday start?
Depends if I'm working days or swings. So it usually will be like 8 to 4,
Excuse me?
Monday through Friday.
Do you guys have PT at least?
We do self PT, so we can leave work early at 3 if we want to,
I quit.
and then we can work weekends, and then we get a day off if we work a weekend.
Doc's over here, I quit, as if he fucking does PT in the morning.
I do. I literally have PT tomorrow.
You have PT like what, 3 times a week, 2 times a week, some shit
That's
like
a lot
that?
for the Navy, first of all.
Oh my God, that's a lot, dude. It was every day
been
at
to
6
Navy.
Hey,
a.m.
I said for the Navy. That's a lot.
Okay, whatever.
When I was with the Marines, it was every fucking day.
Totally.
With the Navy, if the Navy PT's 1 time a week, that's phenomenal. That's amazing. I'm shocked. But I'm with a medical command, so we like half it. We're like, fuck every day, but we're still doing it 3
See,
times.
the way the Air Force does it with the self PT thing, like I think that's way more efficient.
Actually, that brings up my other question. An article that we covered a few episodes ago, I don't remember if it was Space Force or Air Force. The PRT,
Mhm.
do you have a PRT still?
Like a like a fitness test or
Like a
Yes.
PT test. Yeah.
yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay,
So
because we saw an experimentation where it's like tracking it all year long. through like a fitness
it's
watch?
changed and it's evolved since in a couple years. So since I've been at Barksdale the past 4 years, it's changed like twice. And for a 25-year-old female running a mile and a half, it has to be under 14 minutes or 16 minutes or whatever it is. And for your push-ups and sit-ups, you can choose to do alternate things besides push-ups. So if you wanted to do the shoulder ones, you can go out and then in and then up. You can do those or just regular push-ups. I think my minimum's like what, 18?
Yeah,
and then
it's atrocious.
for sit-ups, you can do that, or you can do like these weird crunches, like reverse crunches or something.
Y'all still do sit-ups?
Yeah, we do sit-ups, and then or you can do a plank.
Okay, so we don't have a choice. It's just plank now. But
and then my minimum for that is like 37.
How long is the plank for?
I
seconds,
think if you
37 seconds.
No, I think it's like a minute.
She's talking about female standards though.
Yeah.
What's the male standard for planks?
I had like a 98 of mine because it was super easy.
Yeah, planks aren't easy. I'm fat as fuck.
Yeah, I did mine in
I
like 3 minutes and 10 seconds. I was like, easy, done.
It's crazy.
So the fitness tracker thing is not
real.
It is a real thing.
Yeah, they track it. So if you get below an 80, no, if you get, let's see, I've never gotten below a 90. So if you get like 75 is passing, that's fine, but you have to retest within 6 months. And then if you get above that, like an 80, 85, then it's still, I think it's big, 75 up to 90, you still have to test within 6 months. But if you get above a 90, you have it till the next year. And then, let's see, it's broken up into, I think 10 to 5 or 10 or 5 year age gaps. So since I'm in the 25 to 30 range, it's a little bit easier. And then if I reach 30, then it's 30 to 35, 35 to 40.
It's probably 5. Yeah, ours is 5 years.
So it gets progressively easier and easier as it goes.
Crazy how the Air Force just uses a lot more science than the rest of the.
They use logic. They use in common sense, and everybody else is just like, what does that mean?
But it's the easiest test in the world.
Yeah, I imagine that it is. Meanwhile, you get the fucking whoever your drill instructors are like, this is the hardest course that you'll ever take. It's like okay,
that guy got flamed for that.
Oh, I'm sure he did. Like the Air Force has the hardest basic training of all of them. It's like, oh, you do? Okay.
We don't. Are you kidding me?
That was a setup for every Marine ever.
I
didn't work out for like, what was it? For like 6 or 7 months. I took my PT test and I was like, I ran a 9:45 mile and a half and I was like, boom, done. Too easy. Let's go.
You only have to
and
go
then
a mile
everyone
and
else
a
is
half?
like, oh, it's so hard.
That's actually pretty fast though.
Thanks.
You said 11:45 mile and a half?
9:45.
9:45. Well, that is fast.
That's fucking fast, yeah.
I'm zooming.
That's like a 6-minute mile ish.
Yeah, that's fast.
It's easy.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, but you're also 25.
26, but yeah.
And you're not depressed like the rest of us.
I ran the
I
fastest.
am depressed like the rest of us. What do you mean?
Everybody that's in is
different level. Different levels here.
When I was active, my fastest 2 mile, because we do 2 in the Army, was 12. Was a 12 flat. Which is
Matt, don't make me do math.
6 minute.
We're never gonna get through this article.
6 minute.
We gotta
stay focused here. 6 minute mile. That's how fast it was. Anyway, so the rest of the article now.
We're known as the Squirrel Podcast.
We are. So Field said the Defense Department doesn't know the full extent of the problem because it doesn't have a unified system for inspecting and reporting housing conditions.
Imagine that.
Yeah, right. In some cases where it has assessed them, the reports are wildly inaccurate, according to the GAO. For example, the Pentagon rated the facility 90 out of 100 possible points, even though it had been declared uninhabitable by the base because of an electrical and plumbing issues.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
So even the Pentagon doesn't give a fuck.
It's like the gun decking is unreal.
U.S. Rep Don Bacon, nice.
His name is Don Bacon.
Don Bacon. That's a fucking American
fucking
name
phenomenal.
right there.
When he makes his sandwiches,
I'm U.S. Representative Don Bacon.
What does he say in the bedroom? That's what I want to know.
You ready for this bacon? So I got some bacon grease for you, girl. So the chairman,
like, I love bacon. And he's like, oh my God, yeah.
Make my bacon sizzle. So, chairman of the Armed Services Committee's Quality of Life panel noted that the military is struggling to recruit and retain soldiers. While life in the barracks may not be the main hurdle, Bacon said, families and prospective recruits could be turned off by substandard conditions. It's disgusting.
The military is not ready for like the TikTok generation.
No, it's not.
They could get. I mean, they've been able to get away with this shit for ever.
I mean, we even with the Vine generation, you know, the social media the way it is, like U.S. Army what the fuck moments. I mean, 173rd was on there almost every fucking week when I was in.
So the
people stealing
Instagram with the meme pages and everything, that was definitely the start, and it's still a huge thing. But the TikTok videos of it, so you get video proof in real time. You can see someone recording shit. Is changing the game when it comes to this stuff because people can see, but it's not. It's hurting their recruiting though because they can actually see that shit.
Well, most of the fucking lives that you see now are dudes that are in fucking AIT or A school, sitting there in their uniform.
It's so cringe too.
When they're just like sitting there in front of their camera, just like, yeah,
they're flexing in their uniform.
United States Army.
Oh God,
that's classified. Yeah.
I hate it already.
No,
it's already a vague description.
That's Mav knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I hate it.
These dudes go on.
Do your junior airmen? Have you ever caught them recording TikToks?
They might have,
but
not on the floor. I work on a skiff, so they can have their phone.
Oh, okay.
The question is, have they done TikToks like that?
Ooh, good question. I haven't found them yet, so hopefully not.
And if I will say
flame them so hard if they do.
No, I would do that one step further. Be like, if I ever came across one of my privates doing that shit, send them a text. Meet me in the fucking quad with 2 canteens. Bring a water source. Wear PTs. I'd smoke the fucking dog shit out of them. Like, you want to be a cool TikTok star? And you want to do some fucking cringy ass lives? Be original with your content, man, and just smoke.
What's a punishment in the Air Force? Like what?
Probably like a. Well, it depends on how bad it is. To be honest with you, if it's like really bad, where you're making the Air Force look bad, then it would go up to the commander.
Just a regular, like what's a general? What's considered like a punishment for y'all? Working 12 hours? I don't understand.
No, so
you have to work Saturday.
Obviously, it's you get like the LOC, LOA, and LOR. So
what?
LOC,
our acronyms are not the same.
Yeah, no, LOC would be like letter of
reprimand.
Yeah, letter of reprimand. That's from the commander. That goes in your PIF. But the LOC is basically just like a letter that says like you're in trouble, and then they have to sign it, and then you sign it, and then it goes in your record.
Yeah. So that's like an Article 15.
It doesn't follow you. It doesn't do anything.
We call that counseling shit.
Yeah, it's basically like a negative counseling is what we call it in the Army.
Yep, that's what it is. And then after that, it's LOR, commander level. He can take away some stuff and do whatever. But like then after that, it's article. Yeah.
Why do we all have different acronyms for this shit? Why can't the military just have one?
It makes no sense.
It's like the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine Corps all have a different fucking acronym for the same paperwork. It makes no sense.
QC, right?
What?
Which
QC?
Is the security stuff in the front desk. Like, say you have like duty or whatever, right?
Duty or watch for us.
Duty or watch, yeah. It's called CQ for us.
That's called CQ for the Army too. CQ and staff duty.
Well, so the reason that y'all are so similar is because they were birthed from you.
Well, yeah, this is true. We
and
created you.
The Marines were more spawned from us.
Well, the Navy, they call the bathroom the head too.
Yeah,
I think is interesting.
The Marines are more like the Navy had a drunken sexual encounter with a hooker overseas, and then we ended up having a child, and we're like, we don't really love you.
And that child started a cult.
And they're also very short, so they have a complex. That's pretty much the Marines.
Yeah, and they also started a cult and became that. So
it's a cult within a cult.
It's a cult within a cult. So more about what Kevin Bacon said. So it's disgusting, unacceptable, and cannot go on, Bacon said. Among the report's most egregious feelings, a service member's ex-spouse broke into their barracks and physically assaulted them. These are some of these fucking
That had
incidents.
to be a fucking Marine. It had to be a Marine.
A service member who had been discharged snuck into a room through a broken window and began squatting there. Oh, so this was a service member squatting, not some fucking homeless guy. Soldiers reported brown water coming out of the tap. We've seen all those videos.
Yeah.
I mean, there's JP5 on the ships, so.
So at every base the GAO inspectors visited, soldiers reported broken, malfunctioning, or non-existent heating and cooling systems. Hell yeah. So Field told Bacon on Wednesday, there are so many problems that Congress may have to pass legislation to force the Department of Defense to take the issue more seriously.
I don't believe that. We're about to shut down in 3 days. I'm not even gonna get paid.
Don't even say that, dude. I'm fucking paid. Wait, did you already get paid?
Yeah.
Well, I have Navy Federal, so they pay us for at least like 2 months.
So I'm probably gonna get paid tomorrow then. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get paid tomorrow.
Probably.
Because like with disability and GI Bill stuff, they usually, because the first is on a Sunday, so they typically will pay you that Friday.
But your stuff comes from the VA, though, right?
Yes. So
they're funded differently. So
I know they are. The only thing I'm worried about is my flight. So each of the military branches has different requirements for living in barracks, as we have talked about with Maverick.
So, yeah.
New recruits live in them for years unless they get married or attain a higher rank, which isn't very high in the Air Force. The GAO auditors said that some soldiers told them that they considered getting married just to leave the barracks, which is very common.
It looks, from the way they wrote it, it's like they're shocked.
I know, right? It's like almost like this never happens. So this tweet says, forget the woke military. Maybe they are awake because of the mold, bed bugs, methane gas leaking into their barracks won't let them sleep. New GAO. I mean, look at, like, if you go to look at this tweet. That's a
great statement. I love that.
I mean, this is what it says. So this is sewage overflow. Sewage overflow in training barracks restroom. This is poop water. This is all shit.
That's gross.
Cracked sewage pipes recently removed from barracks. Yeah, these are fucking old pipes. Water damage on barracks hallway ceiling tiles. This is from like leaky pipes. And pests observed in barracks
that's what
room.
the ship looks like when it floods.
That's disgusting.
And it's funny because you know that the fucking leadership's like, why is your barracks room not clean? And it's like, why is everything falling apart? So
clearly you're not taking care of your room.
So soldiers have faced substandard conditions in San Antonio before. In 2019, mold was found in nearly 1,200 dorm rooms at Lackland Air Force Base in the Camp Bullis Military Training Reservation, prompting evacuations.
Oh my God.
U.S. Senator John Cornyn has pushed in the past for improvements, including upgrades at barracks around Texas. Last year, he helped get a $20 million into the federal budget for new barracks at Fort Cavazos near Killeen, which went to Ukraine. I don't know if that's true or not, so don't quote me. The Texas Republican has written letters to colleagues warning of the conditions at some bases need to upgrade facilities.
So, you know what's crazy? In San Antonio, at Fort Sam Houston, I know that for the medical people there, the Air Force built those barracks. They're relatively like 10 years old.
In
now.
What, 1935?
What? In like 2010.
Oh, well, I mean,
it's a newer, because I went to Corps School in Great Lakes. They go there now. So they're new barracks. It's like joint medical, whatever. And the Air Force built them. And they're genius because they apparently built them below their fucking standards and they don't even live there anymore.
Yeah. I mean, like you with Aviano, those barracks are fucking nice.
Oh yeah. I had my own room and like my own bathroom.
So let me guess. So you have one common area.
Did you have a kitchen too?
Right?
Yeah, it was a shared kitchen though.
And then there was like a one room went to one room or one door went to one room, one door. So our barracks in Italy were almost the same exact way. We had two buildings that had newer barracks like that were designed after Aviano.
Yeah. And
we weren't allowed to use them.
Did you have a common area?
No, not really.
I mean, the common area was the kitchen.
Yeah, pretty much.
No. I mean like almost like a rec room.
We called it a day room.
Day
what,
room.
Are you in daycare? What the fuck?
No, it's called
a day room.
A day room. It's got like a pool table and shit.
And then we had a washer and dryers. Like if you go out of your room and take a right or a left wherever you are in the hallway, you can go all the way down. And there's just a room there.
Yeah, it's like split. One side's the day room, one side's the laundry room and shit. I'm
surprised y'all didn't have your own washer and dryer. Shit.
And there's an elevator if it works.
There's an elevator.
The elevators on ours were broken every single time.
It never worked for me.
They never work. They're always broken and they never get them fixed. And
the Italians, they called the first floor like
ground.
ground and then 1,
Ground.
2.
Yeah, it's numbered weird. It's ground
Yes.
1,
Yeah.
2, and up and shit. That threw me.
But then
through a
every
loop
other
at first.
other like building around there is like, yeah, this is 1, 2, and 3. And I'm like,
Because they don't count the first floor as the first floor. They're like, that's the ground level up. That's
Yeah.
1.
Yeah, fucking Italians do it much
The-
differently.
The Navy hospitals, I know the one in Great Lakes, every fucking building is different. Some of them would have the ground floor as ground. Some of them would have ground floor as 1. It just depended on, it just depends on what fucking building you're in.
So what? I went to Pulmonary, and that building has where ground floor is the first floor. And when I looked in my fucking appointment, it said what floor it was on. So I hit that button, and it took me to the wrong floor.
Yep.
Versus the main VA, which the ground floor is 1.
Yep. It makes so much sense.
It's so weird. The fucking VA there, it's like every building has a different structure in their elevator.
It's because the Navy added on to it.
I'm sure
Of course they
did.
pay the bills there. That VA was getting shut down.
Yeah, for good reason. So we're going to talk about the soldier in North Korea. So soldier who fled to North Korea is now in U.S. custody. So much for that. So smooth move, Cotton.
Who do we trade for him? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too. So U.S. soldier Travis King, who entered North Korea without permission in July, so it was a couple of months ago, has been expelled from the country and is in U.S. custody, American officials say. King was sent to China. What? King was sent to China, where the U.S. took he was sent. The North Koreans sent him to China instead of South Korea. That's typical of how they do that, because they're like,
well, it's because they actually have relations. Honestly, the only way they're able to sustain anything is because of China.
And like
China basically fucking owns them.
China is their connection to anything in the outside world. So King was sent to China, where U.S. took custody of him and then was taken to an American military base, according to officials who spoke on condition of anonymity. Fuck it.
Words.
This is what I deal with all the time.
Conditions of anonymity to describe the operation. They didn't disclose the location of the base where King was taken. I would fucking hope not. Oh my God. That's another thing we could have talked about. People are leaking, like in the last week, 3 leaks on War Thunder.
Again.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Why is it such a dick measuring community?
Don't fucking know. So
what is it with these nerds that need to be right?
I don't know. I mean, if we got time, we'll look into it. So diplomats of Sweden, which act as the U.S. Intermediary in North Korea, helped facilitate and transfer, the official said. I'm having a stroke. Helped facilitate the transfer, officials said.
Does it smell like burnt toast?
Yeah, it smells like bad pancakes. Anyway, so National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan also thanked the government for the people of the People's Republic of China for its assistance in facilitating the transit of Private King, effectively acknowledging the transfer as an example of cooperation despite the strains in U.S.-China relations.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Fuck no, we're gonna go to war. Through a spokesman,
it's gonna be mostly a cyber war.
I'm sure it is.
I can agree with that.
Like the banks are going to shut down, and infrastructure is going to shut down.
Yeah, it's going to be very little like ground.
Oh, it won't be ground warfare. It's going to be cyber warfare. So through a spokesperson, King's mother, Claudine Gates, said that the family will be forever grateful to the United States Army and all its interagency partners for a job well done. Isn't she the one that was talking shit? Like, yes. The first time this happened?
Correct.
Saying that it was the Army and the government's fault?
Mm-hmm.
And has asked for privacy. I imagine so. Mm-hmm. King, 23, who was a Cav Scout from Wisconsin. Yeah, this dude, literally, he's from, no shit, 15 to 20 minutes from me.
Wow, go find him.
Yeah, let's get an interview.
He's going to be in Leavenworth, so... So he's been in the Army since January 2021. He'd been jailed for almost 2 months in South Korea for assault and was set to fly to Texas in July. That's the name of a band. Where he faced expulsion from the military.
What's the name of a band?
Texas in July.
Oh, I thought it was South Korea for assault.
That could be too. Instead, he left the airport and joined a tour to the Joint Security Area and
all this
Panmunjom truce village, where he ran across the border and was later whisked away in a van surrounded by North Korean military personnel. So they fucking scooped him up in a van. That would have been a sight to see. North Korea's official central news agency announced the plan to expel King in a 120-word dispatch earlier Wednesday that didn't provide information on King's whereabouts or arrangements for sending him to the U.S. It's unusual for North Korea to expel a U.S. service member who sought refuge there, which I have we did say that's weird. The North Korean government has held them in the past to extract concessions from the U.S. or for propaganda purposes, with a show trial and sometimes a confession likely designed by Pyongyang's propaganda apparatus to tarnish the image of the U.S. Travis King confessed that he illegally intruded into the territory of the DPRK as he harbored ill feeling against inhumane maltreatment and racial discrimination within the U.S. Army, and is disillusioned about the unequal U.S. society, the KCNA said.
Like, he didn't say that. That sounds like a lawyer said that.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
No concessions were given to North Korea in order to secure King's release, and the private is happy to be returning home to reunite with his family. I imagine you're in a North Korean jail. Well, did you think that would be better than where you were going?
Clearly,
you're getting fucking discharged from the Army. They're sending you to Texas, submitting your paperwork. You're going to be on barracks restriction, and then you're getting your ass kicked out, and you're going home. Instead, you went to a fucking North Korean prison where I'm sure it wasn't great. What the fuck did you think was going to happen? You know?
This is the last paragraph for me.
Hey, babe, the guy in this article, he lives in Racine. Of course he does, she says. So North Korea had let it be known earlier this month via the Swedish government it was prepared to release King, another administrative official said. The official didn't say why Pyongyang decided to let him go. The officials who briefed reporters declined to say if King would face disciplinary action by the military after his return. I can 100% tell you he will. He absolutely fucking will.
Guaranteed.
It is very interesting, though. They didn't give a reason why they're just letting him go.
See, that's why I was, because of what he did over there and what his security clearance, I think, was.
Oh, you're just a
know
Cav
what
Scout?
info he got.
Maybe he didn't get any information from him, so he was like, "Well, I kind of just want to let him go because he doesn't know anything."
No. Then they would have used him as a pawn.
Right.
Pawn?
He probably annoyed the fuck out of him with some bullshit, and they're like, "We're getting you the fuck out of here."
I'm getting abused.
I think he knew. I think he had information.
No,
that they were satisfied with.
No. He was a E1 fucking Cav Scout. I can tell you right now, he does not have the clearance to fucking have any good information at all.
Maybe he was working.
You want to know what a Cav Scout does? Do you know what a Cav Scout does? They sit in a striker, and they fucking basically like give target data for tanks.
Maybe he gave them the data they wanted.
What data?
But he didn't do anything.
He didn't know anything.
He didn't go anywhere.
Cav Scouts don't get briefed on shit until the mission.
Hey, I don't know.
I can promise you.
It just seems odd to me.
He had nothing. I can almost 100% guarantee you that.
You know what?
Tinfoil hat time. Here we go. It's always it's a goddamn conspiracy. So
something happened.
Enough about military shit. Let's talk about the real good shit. The gaming news. Epic Games. Epic Games and their not so epic fucking day. So Epic Games has laid off 16% of its staff, starting with the entire fucking group that did Fall Guys. So Epic Games,
not entire. It wasn't the entire. They said it wasn't the entire group.
Wasn't? I thought I read it was. So
it was just a lot of them. The initial post did say all of them, but it wasn't.
So it was like 870 employees.
Yeah, it was a lot. So Epic Games Incorporated, the maker of the popular Fortnite video game, is laying off 870 employees as it seeks to rein in costs. Oddly enough, they have fucking job openings. They're hiring.
What?
I think the 16% is mostly from that Fall Guys developer.
Has to be. So we'll hopefully this will talk about the open positions. So for a while now, we've been spending way more money than we've been making. Chief Executive Officer Tim Sweeney wrote in a memo to employees seen by Bloomberg News. I had long been optimistic that we could power through this transition without layoffs, but in retrospect, I see it was unrealistic.
What are they like?
Didn't they? This reminds me of the Epic versus Apple lawsuit. They probably have been trying to recoup this.
I didn't hear about
naked,
that one.
the naked banana is the only thing I remember from that entire trial.
The job cuts would affect about 16% of the workforce, according to people familiar with the matter, who asked not to be named, disclosing information that's not yet public. Epic didn't immediately reply to requests for comment. Sweeney said, Sweeney said Epic's recent growth has been driven mostly by the company's Fortnite creator program, which allows players to build and sell their own content within the game. Epic gives 40% of the revenue to its creators, providing what Sweeney called a lower margin business than other revenue streams within Fortnite. Those who previously established revenue streams, such as buying skins to personalized characters, had allowed the company to expand rapidly, Sweeney said, but today's lower profits can no longer support the company at its current size. Success with the creator ecosystem is a great achievement, but it means major structural change in our economics, he wrote. See, here's the thing. I think a lot of this has to do with the parents not wanting to give their kids V-Bucks to fucking buy them stupid fucking skins all the time. Dad, I want V-Bucks for Christmas. It's like,
well,
we barely afford groceries, dude.
Ever since they got sued for having to put like the protections on to where you have to have the confirmation if you want to purchase something now, where before, like if you just clicked on it, it was bought.
Yeah, there was I don't know if you know about that, Mav, with the whole lawsuit that happened.
I don't.
So pretty much what they did was for the transaction for the V-Bucks, there was no confirmation. There was just the way that they had it structured was that you could accidentally buy V-Bucks and it would just go through and you couldn't get a refund. And then kids were doing this too and racking up like tens of thousands of dollars on their parents' credit cards and draining their bank accounts by buying V-Bucks because there was no way to confirm. There was no authentication.
I would hurt my kid.
I would fucking take my kid. I'd kill it and restart. I'm not going to lie. I'd fucking throw my kid off a bridge.
I wouldn't even need Fortnite for that.
I know he got the good old snip, so he doesn't have to worry about that ever.
No kids for me.
So based in Cary, North Carolina, Epic's Fortnite has more than 400 million users. The company also produces the Unreal Engine. Do they really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, Unreal Engine is Epic.
Oh. It is Epic. I've seen
it.
So
when they that's why I was so adamant and excited for the Creative 2.0 on Fortnite, because it uses the new Unreal Engine. And it's why some of the stuff that you've been seeing, people are basically creating games within Fortnite, and they don't even look like Fortnite.
See, that's okay. So that's why people were able to use the Unreal Engine, because I'm like, did they just get like permission? I didn't realize that they made that engine.
Yeah, it's an open thing. You just have to know how to code and know what you're doing. But
learn to code, boomer. So let's see. A popular suite of technology that's used to develop video games. Yeah. Sweeney wrote in an email that there are no more layoffs planned. They all say this. He said that additional 250 people will leave Epic through two divestitures.
Divestitures?
The sale of music. So there's the sale of music, the music site Bandcamp, which Epic acquired last year. Oh, so they bought it just to sell it, huh? And a spin-off marketing company, Super Awesome, which joined Epic in 2020. So the two newest things that they've got in the last 2 years they're getting rid of them. They bit off.
They need money.
Well, no, that sounds like
This sounds like they spent more than they initially thought they'd make. Like
sort of, but that's also getting rid of your competition as well.
Yes.
Because when you buy them, you own them. You can shut them down if you want.
Yeah, true.
About 2/3 of the job cuts at Epic were in teams outside of core development. Sweeney said. As the broader,
that's the Fall Guys people.
So as in the broader tech industry, it's been a full year of layoffs across gaming companies, big and small. Last month, the Swedish gaming conglomerate Embracer Group shut down Illinois-based Volition, makers of Saints Row. Pokemon Go maker Niantic announced in June that it's closing its Los Angeles game studio and canceling NBA and Marvel titles in a restructuring that eliminated 230 jobs, or about 25% of its staff. Epic is one of the biggest privately held video game companies in the world. Sweeney owns the majority of shares, while the Chinese conglomerate Tencent holds 40.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
China is just, I mean, if they weren't communist, it's one of the most evil, genius, governmental economies of all time.
Never underestimate your enemy. They're smart.
They are.
Well, because the the government was a experiment with like communist capitalism in like the 50s or some shit, and it worked. So they're just kidding.
Mav,
That's why like government and business are basically the same over there.
Mav, you might be privy to this, but do you know about the whole like fucking the housing issue in China right now?
No, actually, I don't.
So
It's always been a housing issue. Their population is massive.
No, here's the thing. This is the issue. They have built whole ass cities that are completely unpopulated.
Oh yeah.
So
like
they
in
have
stadiums and stuff. Too.
No,
Is it because
not
do they still have that
stadiums.
limit on like how many kids they can have and the gender and stuff?
Pretty much.
I think so. Yeah.
No, I think they've kind of pulled back on that, but more of what's going on is like, so to kind of, as a way, I learned about this in economics. So like as a way to kind of boost the economy, they just built a fuck ton of like apartment buildings and shit to kind of like boost the economy. But the problem that it created was that these apartments are so expensive that the everyday person can't live there. So you have whole cities, like these beautiful, like high-rise cities that are completely built and done, and nobody lives in them. Meanwhile,
they have the same thing for like a what's the word I'm looking for? Roller coasters, amusement parks. They have massive, like almost Disney-like.
Yeah, I've seen
amusement
that too.
Parks that are just abandoned.
And that's
completely.
that's the issue, like that we're starting to see here, is that you're seeing like people are like saying no one, like all these buildings are being built, but no one's buying them. And it's like because they can't afford to buy them. We're starting to do the same exact thing. So we're getting like these, like, you know, they're trying to boost the fucking housing economy by making more houses, but they're priced so high that nobody can buy them. China did this on a larger scale, and you have like people that, and the way they do things is like on a class-based system, like a social credit system, to where like if you were born in poverty, it is damn near impossible to get out of it. Yep. And if you marry into like wealth, I don't think, like, you don't marry up, they marry down.
They marry down.
Yeah.
It's like royalty back.
Or am I thinking of North Korea? Because I know North Korea does that. I know that like the class system, the way they have it is very fucked up. Like it's basically
it's the same way with Russia.
It's like a fucking Black Mirror episode.
Is it the same way with Russia?
Because, well, yeah, I think so. Because obviously the government controls the economy and everything that goes on, because its property is their income essentially, and they control everything.
Guys, we gotta stay off of politics on the podcast.
It's just all interesting.
We're just talking about the structure of it, not of the opinion.
This is true. She is talking about the structure, not the opinion.
We're going down a rabbit hole, though.
Please, tinfoil hats everywhere, guys. Tinfoil hats everywhere.
It's one of the best purchases I've ever made.
I need to get one. I actually just might make a real tinfoil hat because I'm not no.
I can send you the link. It's like $20.
I can easily. I have a browser that doesn't have Nicolas Cage on it. I can find it. Anyway, NVIDIA's French offices were raided in cloud computing competition inquiry, says the Wall Street Journal. So, France's competition authority raided NVIDIA's local offices this week in suspicion that the chip maker engaged in anti-competitive practices, the Wall Street Journal reported on Thursday, which is today. The French Competition Authority, which disclosed the dawn raid on Wednesday, did not say what practices it was investigating or which company it had targeted, beyond saying that it was in the graphics card sector. There's really
so it's basically their version of the FCC.
Yeah.
Or Federal FTC?
Federal Trade Commission, FTC.
Yeah, FTC.
So the French Competition Authority said that its operation this week followed a broader inquiry into the cloud computing sector. The broader inquiry revolves around concerns that cloud computing companies could use their access to computing power to exclude smaller competitors. So this is like...
That's exactly why Microsoft was getting denied in Europe.
That's what I was saying.
Because they own... Activision has too much... They basically have too many games.
They have their own cloud technology, and that would basically like serve the competitor.
So they can quote unquote shut other people out.
So this week's operation had targeted NVIDIA, which is the world's largest maker of chips used for both artificial intelligence and for computer graphics. The Wall Street Journal added, citing people familiar with the raid. Chips originally made for computer graphics are suited for AI-related computing. We're getting into some weird shit now. NVIDIA declined the comment. Of course they would. While the French Competition Authority did not immediately respond to a router's request for comment. Demand for NVIDIA's chips surged in the following of the release of the generative AI application ChatGPT late last year. Through a combination of its chips and other hardware and its powerful software that runs them, NVIDIA has achieved the market share of around 80% when it comes to their chips, which I believe.
You see that ChatGPT can surf the internet now?
Great.
Fun fact about ChatGPT, the person who created it, he carries around a blue backpack. And the reason why he does this is...
Are you stalking him? What the fuck?
No.
She works in Intel, man.
It was on TikTok. But the reason why he does this is because if AI gets too powerful because it's constantly developing and improving, that's his fail-safe to eliminate it.
A backpack?
Wait, so
there's something in his backpack.
He's got an AI kill switch that he keeps with him at all times?
Yeah.
Does he not think that AI is going to figure that out and be like, your fucking kill switch has been disabled?
Here's a
bitch.
fucking energy laser beam from the fucking satellites on your head.
It's like iRobot.
But you know what? Maybe that's why it's blue. Because those direct energy weapons can't burn blue. And they tested this because it uses UV light, and UV light cannot burn blue. And that's why yeah. And that's why a lot of people were talking about the Maui fires and how everything that was blue was untouched.
Huh.
And burned out areas.
It's making the frogs gay.
The water's turning the frogs gay.
It's
see, you got
wait, actually, or no?
No. It's a
okay.
It's a clip. It's a
no.
clip
Okay,
from,
so hang on. There is actually. So it was talked about. There's like a
she doesn't know the backstory though. She has to know what the clip is from.
It's Alex Jones. He's like, the frickin' water's turning the frickin' frogs gay. You never seen this?
He's a popular
InfoWars.
Conspiracy.
Oh, I might have seen him.
Alex Jones, the fat guy.
He's big on conspiracy theories.
He's the fat guy that kind of talks like this a lot. You know, that guy?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
So he was saying the water was turning the frogs gay, but the truth of that was what was happening is that there is a pesticide, or is it a herbicide or a pesticide that's gotten into the water?
Pesticide.
That was in the waterways, and they tested this, and it was what it was doing to frogs was that it was causing frogs to either reproduce asexually or switch genders entirely.
So it wasn't making them gay, it was just changing their genders.
Yeah.
For the way that he had said it,
all right.
it sounds fucking crazy.
It sounds crazy,
but the way he's actually talking about was factual.
Yeah.
So the way his delivery was shit.
So he's talking about something that's true in a way that makes it sound like it's not, pretty much.
Nice.
Because he's a very eccentric guy. That's one way to put it. So for authorities that have taken an aggressive approach against big tech in recent months, in September, France suspended the sale of Apple's AAPL.0 iPhone 12 and threatened a recall after it said it found that the phone emitted radiation levels exceeding a limit. I'm sorry. What?
5G, man.
The move prompted to release software update for the French market. Hang on.
We're just going to have to name this whole fucking podcast
so wait, hang on.
Tinfoil hat episode.
Oh, hold the fuck on. How is a phone emitting radiation levels? Wait, are they?
It's the signal. People have talked about this for a while.
The whole
I don't necessarily believe it.
Fucking 5Gs causing cancer bullshit?
Yeah, that's what they're talking about.
Wait, so this was real?
I don't think it's to that extent.
If it's enough for French authorities had a recall on an iPhone 12 because it was emitting too much radiation?
We don't even know if this is based in true science. This is a government that we're talking about here.
Yeah, I know. You're right. So the move prompted Apple to release a software update. That's fucking crazy. I mean, it was bad enough to where fucking Apple had to do a software update.
Well, yeah, the government controls it. They can tell you what to do.
The fucking world's ending, man. They're fucking watching us.
The AI is taking over.
They're listening to me now.
They got Neuralink is being tested already. We're either adapt or be taken over by AI.
Adapt or die.
Cyberman.
Oh my god! And you're about to be an intelligence. You're about to be the Air Force version of CIA. So we're about to learn more shit that I don't want to hear about. Fuck.
We don't have the clearance for that.
No, we don't. Well, if I get the clearance, she can tell me. I think
that's one of the best parts.
Yeah, I have to be in the skiff, but yeah.
When I got higher clearance when I went to Gitmo. I was able to talk to my friend about stuff. I was like, ooh, do we get to talk about things now?
It's funny. I have a buddy who's in the Air Force, and me and him will have. Well, I'm not done, fucker. He's stationed. Well, I'll put it this way: he's stationed in Nevada.
Ah.
Do with that what you will.
I mean,
Maverick knows what I'm talking about.
Does he go to the Bunny Ranch?
And he tells me.
No,
stuff.
I know what you're talking about.
He's
at Area 51.
He tells me things.
Aliens.
Is he like at the place where? Oh, never mind.
We all know it's real. Okay.
You're still in. Don't say anything.
Yeah,
we know it's real. It's a real place. It's a real place.
So he basically he works on cool shit. That's all I'll say.
That's pretty cool.
But
he's not a security guard.
No,
the government admitted that there's aliens. You can just say it.
He's a fuck. What is he? He was an actual technician on, I think, F-16s.
Oh, I know what he does now.
If I remember correctly, I could be remembering wrong. But
that makes sense.
As long as they don't lose them.
And then he became a technician for I think the F-22.
I think that was the 35 they lost, right?
Yes. Yeah, it was 35 we lost. We actually talked about that in the 911 call that followed it.
They found it.
They found it the next day, but that 911 call was wild. It was just like, because the 911 operator's like, I'm sorry, what did you say? Because this guy's like, there's a pilot that landed in my backyard. He just parachuted in, and I guess his plane went down, and he had to eject. And they're like, I'm sorry, what?
What'd you say?
The episode that we haven't posted yet.
I'm posting it. It's going to be posted tomorrow.
That one is it's in that one.
So there's a lot of fucking bullshit in PlayStation right now. So PlayStation boss Jim Ryan is leaving the company after almost 30 years.
Wow.
So why can't Bobby Kotick leave after 30 years?
Because he's greedy, bro. He just got fucking money. He just got bank with the whole Microsoft deal. I heard beeping.
Beady-eyed little fuck.
So PlayStation boss Jim Ryan is stepping down from his position as Sony Interactive Entertainment president and CEO. Bloomberg's Jason Schreier first broke the news, and Sony quickly confirmed it with its own announcement. Sony Group Corporation's president and CFO Hiroki Totoki, I butchered that, will assume the role of interim CEO of Sony starting April 1st. After 30 years, I've made the decision to retire from...
Wait, April 1st? I don't believe this bullshit.
April Fool. Oh, yeah. Good point. I mean, but it is being announced now, so it's probably not wrong. Yes. So he said he's retiring from Sony in March. So he's retiring. He's not leaving. Maybe he is leaving. So I've...
well, it could be like a forced retirement. Because after that amount of time, no matter what, it's going to be a retirement.
We're like, you're old, get out. Yeah.
So Ryan is leaving his post after being with Sony since '94. After serving as president of SIE's European branch 2011 and 2019, Ryan was promoted. It goes without saying, this monumental shift in leadership within the biggest video game company. Yeah, cool story, bro. Changed my life. But the juice. So a lot of weird things have been going on at Sony. Actually, let me fucking pull this up too.
How do you not send us? Like, you send us the most boring article regarding this subject.
Because I didn't read it. We know how we are. We get fucking we like to read it as we go.
But the picture itself, I could tell this was going to be a terrible article.
Oh my god.
The picture for you after you got rid of Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I mean, I had to close a lot of shit because of Nicolas Cage.
See, I feel like Nicolas Cage made it better.
That's probably why.
He probably did. I probably did. Good old Nick Cage. You gotta love him. Here, I'm gonna post this in the group real quick. This is the hack. We'll talk about the hack real quick. So, let me close this card. Sorry, listeners. I know you're like, what the fuck
Ratchet
happened?
Clank.
Huh?
Sorry, I just saw Ratchet Clank.
So, oh yeah, you did. So, Sony is investigating alleged hack. Players fear personal data will be sold.
Everybody already owns my personal data at this point.
I know. An alleged hack by a ransomware group is being investigated by Sony. It's still not clear if the hack was actually taking place, but the group claiming to have breached Sony's systems say it plans to sell the data by Thursday of this week, which is today.
Oh my god.
You want to do it? Do it.
No balls. While Sony investigates whether the hack took place at all, PlayStation fans eagerly await further updates. Many are fearful that if the breach did happen, their personal data may have been caught up in the leak and could be sold to malicious parties. The hackers say they got into all of Sony's systems, so it could very well be the case.
They got my social.
We are current. No, but they got your fucking bank info. While we are currently investigating the situation, we have no further comment at this time, says Sony in a statement to IGN. Given the severity of the matter, we can expect the company to keep quiet until the investigation is complete and the potential damages has been assessed, or in this case, probably already fucking done. Many fans online are fearful of the ramifications here, wondering if they should change their personal details on their PlayStation accounts. We'll have to wait to see what safety measures are recommended to players if the hack is legitimate, but right now, any other services that use the same email and password as your PSN account should be updated. If we are looking for the worst case scenario here, it could go a long way to keep the breach contained. There's a glimmer of hope in this story, though, as some doubt that the hack is that wide-reaching in the first place, or if it happened at all. And the evidence the ransomware group provided to try to prove it did have all of Sony's data, it was shown that they had relatively small amount on hand. In other words, not enough to account for all of the company's data.
That's a terrible description.
This has some doubting that we're looking at a situation like we had in 2011. It's like I said, with the famous PlayStation Network outage. This was hugely damaging for Sony and the players alike, and personal information on 77 million users were accessed. This was by Anonymous that did this. This led to $171 million in costs for Sony and kept PSN down for almost a month.
Holy crap.
I was in school for all of that.
Mav, how old were you in 2011?
Don't
15?
do this to me. Okay.
How old?
15.
So were you even playing PlayStation?
I was playing Ratchet and Clank
on
the PS2.
Well, yeah, but were you playing online games during that?
No, I don't think so.
So you probably wouldn't have noticed the outage.
No, I think I was in Italy at the time.
In 2011?
Yeah, we were stationed at Sicily.
Oh, yeah. What were you saying?
What did your dad do anyways?
He's Navy.
He's an operations specialist.
It makes complete sense.
Why? Why is it
because it's very similar to what she does.
Yeah, which we didn't find out until after I joined.
Oh, that you guys pretty much have the same job.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yes.
So more Sony shit. So this one's kind of weird because Gamerheads put out a tweet about this, and it was like, Sony cut ties with Gaming Heads, reportedly orders them to destroy all stock. Sony has seemingly cut ties with Gaming Heads, a merchandise company that has created a plethora of PlayStation statues for collectors. Sony has apparently told Gaming Heads that they are now to destroy all of their existing PlayStation merchandise, including items that are currently in stock, those that are already ready, those that are ready to ship to customers, and those that are currently in production.
So, one, if you have these, they're about to be hella valuable. Keep them.
Yeah.
And wait like a year or so,
Yeah.
And two, somebody's gonna sue if
I'm sure.
Like they ordered something and like it's not coming and they didn't get a fucking refund.
Mm-hmm.
And that process is a whole rigmarole to get it. Someone's suing.
So Gaming Heads is directing customers to Sony for refunds. In an open letter posted on Facebook, Gaming Heads claims that all their Jack 3 statues, Last of Us Part 2 Ellie statues, Last of Us Part 2 Joel and Ellie dioramas, Sly Cooper Classic Edition statues, and God of War Kratos busts.
Why do they all have different names?
Because they're all different types of statues. And statues will have to be destroyed. Other items that are currently in production, like Ratchet and Clank and Bloodborne statues, will also be discontinued. All other non-Sony PlayStation items, such as their Tomb Raider statues, are unaffected by the decision. The statues that are now supposed to be destroyed include items for which customers have paid for and are waiting to be shipped out. Customers who are affected by this decision are being directed to Judy Ward, Sony's group manager of commercial partnerships and global licensed merchandise at PlayStation, for any inquiries about order, payments, refunds, etc., and what they will do for you. The full letter can be seen below. And this is part of the tweet. So, on this Last of Us Day, we regret to inform you that Sony PlayStation collecting community at Sony has told us to destroy all of our Sony PlayStation merchandise, including in-stock items. In-stock items and items ready to ship to you, items in production, and items development are ready that are ready to launch.
That part, though.
So all of our other items that are not affected. Okay, so we have worked with Sony PlayStation for more than 10 years to bring some of the best video game collectibles and have been trying hard to get them to change their mind. They know you have paid your hard-earned money for items that are ready to ship to you, that are in production, but unfortunately, after doing all we can, they have told us not to ship your orders to you. Our business priorities remain unchanged, in the quotes. Yes, this is Sony PlayStation's decision, not ours. Yes, we want to ship your stuff out, but PlayStation does not allow it. Yes, Sony has already received royalty payments from you on your orders that Sony PlayStation now wants us to destroy and not ship to you. We sincerely apologize if you find yourself completely avoidable situation, but please contact Judy Ward at, why would they blank out the number? Because it's public on fucking Twitter, about your refund. This is the Team Sony PlayStation that requires destruction of items that you have ordered, paid for, and on which Sony PlayStation has already received royalties for, but will not allow us to ship your orders to you. Together, we made it through COVID lockdowns, factory closures, and what the fuck? I hate when they do these parentheses shit. Factory closures and many other challenges, but it seems that you cannot change the decision of Sony PlayStation, even if the decision may hurt the Sony PlayStation collecting community.
Jeez.
So they apologize. Here's the things that they were talking about. These are the statues and the busts and shit. So Gaming Head seems to have washed their hands of any responsibility towards their customers, with no mention of refunds from themselves, just that they sincerely apologize for the problems. When customers further inquired about a response from Gaming Heads in the resulting thread on Facebook, they were told the company would do all that we can, but once again referred to Sony for refunds. Sony has not made any comment.
As much as I want to truly believe that it more than likely is all Sony,
See, there was
being Sony,
and you saying that there were some comments being made where Gaming Heads has done shit like this before.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, it could be like, it's easy to blame Sony, especially because Sony is not the greatest.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
When it comes to like PR things, but the way that they're passing off the blame like that is kind of suspicious in a way too.
Yeah, I know.
I wonder if they had like a breach of contract or
I don't know.
Something
between
for them to just be like, nah, we're taking all our shit back.
Between the hack, the CEO like retiring or stepping down, and this, kind of questioning like what's going on with Sony,
like their negotiations.
Yeah, like not only with the negotiations, but what's going on with the company itself. Like you have all these issues that are happening, for starters, and Sony hasn't been doing too hot in the last year or two. This generation for PlayStation has been a kind of a bust compared to Microsoft, and Sony's.
Well, I mean, they're actually still doing better than Xbox. The only thing keeping Xbox up is their Game Pass now.
Well, the other thing with Sony is like you had the whole thing with the Microsoft acquisition of Activision, and them like fighting so hard for this, and
that's literally because of Call of Duty.
And people are starting to kind of turn their backs on Sony in ways where like you have a lot of PlayStation fanboys that are like, this whole thing is bullshit. Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah. Like, I love PlayStation, and I've always been a PlayStation person. So the shit that they've been doing is fucking annoying.
Right. So, but you can't help but ask yourself, like, what is going on? It's at Sony that's like, could it be Sony that's doing this? You know,
I know, and it's always been Sony. Sony's the reason that Discord being on
Xbox.
No, not on Xbox, but it took so long for that stuff to happen because Sony was like, nah, because Discord was going to do it a long time ago, and then Xbox did it, and then after Xbox did it, and it was so popular, Sony dragged their feet, and they're like, oh, I guess we got to fucking do it too now.
I know. It was just one of those things where it's like, well, if Xbox does it, then we got to do it type thing. Because
they don't want to innovate. They don't want to innovate. It seems like
no, they don't. Maverick, you and I have the same chair.
We do.
It's very uncomfortable.
This is actually a skin. I have the lighter gray one underneath this skin.
Wait, you have a cover on that?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they made covers.
I actually just got it today.
Oh, nice.
It's a gaming chair, right?
Yeah.
No, it's a race car chair. You fucking goober.
It's the same thing.
Do you know what other chair is a secret lab chair?
What?
What other chair would be a secret lab chair? Her chair is a secret lab chair.
I didn't say the brand. I didn't know what it was. I just said gaming chair.
What other chair besides a gaming chair looks like that chair?
Those are the brands.
Yeah,
though my chair is not Secret Lab, and it looks almost a damn.
It was the most expensive chair in my life.
Same with mine.
Yeah, they're not even that comfortable.
These ones
They're
are
actually pretty comfortable.
The Secret Lab chairs are great. Like,
yeah, they're nice.
My wife got
they
one.
They go all the way back too.
Fuck yeah, they do. These are nice chairs.
So nice. And the pillow, oh my god.
Yeah, the pillow. Oh,
I prefer Herman Miller.
It's great. Like I had a Respawn chair, and I have back issues, so like that chair was fucking me up. But then I got this chair, and I'm like, I like this chair a lot. And it was fucking great.
I like really. I took my girl's office chair. Amazing.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's an office chair. So more fun Army shit. Now this is the one we're gonna find out if it's clickbait. I'm willing, I'm willing to put some fucking money that it's clickbait. Single mother from a town known for prostitution earns scholarship to become Army officer.
If she wasn't a prostitute in any shape or at least a stripper, I'm gonna be very upset.
I'm gonna close the article and go right into Facebook. So on a summer morning in 2022, Kylene Santos met with her supervisors in a Pentagon office. The staff sergeant considered leaving the Army to pursue a career in law enforcement or work for the government. Major Josefina Martinez and Lieutenant Colonel Isabella Lundy saw her as a soldier who could innovate and thrive in challenging environments. They didn't want to let her go. They encouraged her to apply for the Army's Green to Gold program, an initiative that provides enlisted soldiers a means to earn a college degree and an officer's commission while remaining in the Army. I saw the strength and motivation to do more for herself and her daughter, Martinez said. Santos applied for the scholarship with Martinez, and Lundy's encouragement was accepted into the Green and Gold program in December 2022. Santos, the first member of her family to join the armed forces, will study health systems managed at the University of North Carolina in Charlotte this fall. She will continue to receive her current pay, a stipend, basic allowance for housing, and basic allowance for subsistence, with help pay for tuition, textbooks, and rent. Her post 9/11 GI Bill benefits she's saving for her daughter's education. Santos will attend ROTC during the school year and a cadet summer camp between her junior and senior year, and hometown of Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks Live.
Santos' soft-spoken demeanor masks a tough interior from growing up in a rough neighborhood in southern Massachusetts. New Bedford, a small coastal city settled in Acushnet River along Massachusetts' south coast, attracts tourists for its architectural and colonial history. But its Gothic and Federal-style buildings and the charming ambience of its downtown hide a dark turmoil in the lower-income neighborhoods. The town grew into a hotbed of gang activity. Okay, so this is about the town. Okay, I'm done. Yep. I fucking knew it.
I've been reading ahead. Nothing.
I fucking
knew garbage.
I knew
trash.
I knew it.
Does it say anything? Hold on.
It says nothing about. It's just a fucking life story of this person.
Let's see life change. Santos enlisted and received a job as a human resources specialist in the Army, assigned to her Kahn Barracks in Schweinfurt, Germany. Schweinfurt. She found Schweinfurt to be a beautiful, vibrant city and stark change from her life in New Bedford. It really opened my mind. Let's see. Sign for
I've skimmed the entire article. Nothing.
So why the fuck would why would this even be an article?
I feel the same. I want her to be a hooker that was a stripper that was like,
I want to join
the Army. I'm gonna stop fucking for money.
Anything on here?
There's nothing. She wasn't even fucking for money. She just joined the Army.
It's just like a fucking, like a crazy like retribution story, where it's just like, I was a hooker and now I'm a commissioned officer in the Army. Like that would have been
awesome.
That would be like, what a fucking turnaround you made for your life.
There's nothing about her like being a prostitute in there at all.
Granted, she came from a fucking rough neighborhood, but that's good and all.
90% of the military.
Well, that's what I was gonna get at. Like,
all it says is youth in New Bedford often become addicted to narcotics and some turn to prostitution.
But she wasn't.
Doesn't say that she was.
Better article. Who wrote this article? I'm writing a review. Fuck your article.
Good for you though for commissioning. Nothing against you. Nothing to kind of shit on like your achievements. It's great that you did that and stuff. But I mean, like the way that the article was clickbaity that made us think that you were in that situation and turned your life around.
No, it was made by Army News Service.
Guilty by association.
It's made by who?
Army News Service.
Oh, so it's very dry in Garrison, so they need something to talk about. That's what it is. Got it. Yeah. Roger, tracking. Fuck. Dude.
I was so disappointed. I could just picture her as a hooker turned, or a army officer. No, hooker turned army officer.
All right, so we're going to move on to our cool 150 reasons to not re-enlist, things that Maverick probably cannot relate to.
Look up the Warhammer hacks.
What?
You were talking about the Warhammer leaks.
Oh, War Thunder leaks.
Oh, War Thunder, sorry.
Yeah, I get confused too.
We've had articles on both, honestly.
Dude, literally 2 days ago.
World of Tanks.
Literally fucking 2 days ago.
I think World of Tanks was our last one.
No,
wasn't it? On this subject, it was World of Tanks that had the last.
Task of Purpose has a really good headline with this one. Regiment in this podcast is also partnered with BR Paradox. BR Paradox is a company that specializes in custom-built PCs. So if you have an idea for a cool custom-built PC, they can definitely give you the hookup on that. But if you're not in the market for custom PCs, BR Paradox has a wide array of pre-built PCs that you could choose from at great prices. And if you're not in the market right now for a new PC, BR Paradox will definitely hook you up with an optimization. Optimizations take around 10-15 minutes to do, and they're very awesome. I highly recommend them. I had my PC optimized by them, and it's never run smoother since. BR Paradox also has a list of renowned customers ranging from LeBron James, Chris Brown, members of FaZe Clan, and even Angela White from your favorite orange and black site, if you know what I mean. So head on over to brparadox.com to get yourself a PC today or an optimization. And remember to use promo code Regiment at checkout. That's promo code Regiment down here at checkout. All right, so this article from Task of Purpose, for the 13th time, sensitive military information leaked on War Thunder.
Oh my God.
It legitimately feels like every other month someone's doing this. So for the 13th time, a War Thunder player has shared sensitive military information on one of the video games forums. Now, I will say this has happened 3 times this week.
That's crazy.
China is just searching these fucking gaming nerds and just collecting all of this information from us.
They're just looking over there like, gee, have you been on the fucking War Thunder forums yet? Oh my God, it's just full of shit. So, developed by Gaijin Entertainment, War Thunder is a multiplayer video game that provides players with realistic simulations using U.S. and foreign military equipment. The gamer's stickler for accuracy prompted several users to attempt to win arguments in the game's forums by sharing sensitive information about a variety of weaponry, including the F-117 Nighthawks.
The last one was about the M1 Abrams tank.
Yeah, like the Maverick, just so you know. People...
Are you kidding?
This is why they share this information, is because they are trying to win an argument, not because
that is retarded.
It is. And this is why they do this. So Niche Gamer, a news and reviews website about video games, was first reported that a War Thunder player recently shared the technical manual that fucking TM for the AH-64 Delta Apache Longbow helicopter.
That's what happened with the tank. He put the fucking...
He brought out the TO.
He was like, hey. He's like, actually...
The tank one? The tank was about the dimensions.
The dimensions of the turret.
Yeah. Versus like the M1 Abrams and the British one or something.
So the Apache is the Army's attack helicopter, which first entered service in the 80s. Thanks for the history lesson. So the TM is restricted to service members, Defense Department civilians, and military contractors, and that means posting it violated War Thunder's rules. A forum moderator noted,
among other rules.
Those rules explain that even declassified information can be restricted if it includes technical data from military technologies that cannot be exported.
Yeah, I mean, it's like unclassified data can still cause harm.
Anton Udinstev, which is a Russian fucking name, founder of Gaijin Entertainment, confirmed that the AH-64 Delta Apache Longbow technical manual was shared on a War Thunder forum on September 15th. And then a moderator quickly deleted the post. Not quick enough. If we're reading about it.
We confirmed the country, or not the country, the company that gets a lot of those issues, like, doesn't give them the governments, so, they say, right. But like they've been approached by governments for those secrets before, and they just they turn everybody away. regardless of the country. Like I said, so they say.
Mhm.
But it's still concerning, you know?
So as we've hired more people and simplified the decision-making process within the community management team, we now detect posts like this within minutes and act instantly. You didn't, Stev, told Task and Purpose on Thursday. We took those steps to help us fight against these leaks. Unfortunately, there is no way to 100% guarantee that someone else wouldn't go crazy one day and do more posts, which is true. You cannot control someone that you can't control. One reason why some gamers have recently leaked sensitive military information in War Thunder forums is that they do not understand that declassified information can still be considered restricted and thus violates the game's rules.
No, that's not why. They just want to win the fucking argument.
But here's the thing.
Unclassified,
Here's the
controlled,
thing.
unclassified. Like,
they've literally have said a lot. I don't care what the fucking document is. Don't post it here. And yet they still do. This is why we have safety briefs. This is why we can't have toasters in the barracks.
it's like that dude that posted shit on Discord.
Yeah, this is pretty much the same exact thing. In fact, many of the restricted manuals are available for purchase on websites that appear to be legitimate, he said. Some of the users purchase them and try to bring them to us, even though those documents are clearly marked as restricted. We kindly asking our partners to never do it. We won't be using any materials that have any kind of security limitations. The only thing that those users can achieve is a permanent ban on our forums.
I mean, that's nice.
The Army declined to comment specifically about the Apache info being shared on War Thunder.
Yeah.
Why would
So that
they?
means that it was.
And then this is their response. We are not going to comment on specific platforms. That's what this Army
So
spokesperson
that basically, it's like when your parents are like, "We'll think about it." That means no. This basically means
so
that, yeah, it happens.
Like, we're not gonna share that.
So hang on. So this was about the Apache, right? So let's look about the fucking F-117 Nighthawk. When was this? September 13th. Military secrets leaked on War Thunder forums yet again. Hang on, let me fucking send you this one too, because god damn, people are stupid.
Fucking Lord.
It's crazy. Like, people just fucking spreading info on War Thunder. It's nuts.
No one's gonna find out anyway.
Totally. And it was the F-117 Nighthawk's a stealth bomber, a stealth fighter.
Well, not very stealthy anymore.
So you know, like, this is the F-117 Nighthawk. So it says it's becoming increasingly clear that the quickest way to expose U.S. military secrets is to become a gamer. Case in point, a War Thunder player recently posted images from this F-117 Nighthawk's flight manual on a forum that players frequent, marking the 12th.
Matt's gonna end up becoming a mole in Regiment.
I like how we're counting down. And this one is marking the 12th time that declassified sensitive information has been shared on a video games community. So the War Thunder, which is developed, we already talked about that. So let's see. So in this case, the data about the stealth fighter posted by the War Thunder user included locations of its sensors, engine specifications, and firing angles. Niche Gamer first reported on Monday. Yeah, that's not supposed to be out there. Our moderators quickly delete. Yeah, we know.
Oh my god.
And then here's the history lesson paragraph of the fucking bomber, of the fighter itself. So even though the Air Force retired the stealth aircraft in 2008, the service has continued to fly the F-117s from the secretive...
Yeah, we're still flying the B-52. That thing's ancient.
Oh, they'll always use that. The B-52 is the A-10 of the bomber
ain't going nowhere.
Tried and true right there.
Let's see.
I'm sure some of them are still from World War II.
This is the latest example of classified or sensitive information being posted on War Thunder. In 21, the War Thunder player who claimed that the video game had not accurately depicted the British Challenger 2 main battle tank, that's the fucking tank one, posted an image taken from the tank's tech manual. The following year, War Thunder users posted sensitive information about the F-16 Fighting Falcon and the F-15 Eagles.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Players,
we've covered all of these too.
On.
So players have also shared information about French tanks and a Chinese tank munition on War Thunder forums to settle arguments. And yet again, this Anton Udenstev said, we explain to users again and again, it's pointless to give us any of these documents. We won't use them and you'll get banned. Yeah. So, oh, wait, here. The issue of the video gamers sharing sensitive data is not limited to War Thunder. In April, the FBI arrested Airman First Class Jack Douglas Teixeira for...
I remember that name.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had like a whole fucking chat room full of shit.
But he was leading class. Oh my god.
So
I remember that one. We did cover him because I remember that name.
Oh, he's talking about J-Wix? Oh no.
Yeah, it's fucking funny that these dudes are doing
Oh no. Why the fuck would he do that?
to win an argument on Discord.
Yeah, literally.
God, it's so stupid.
It's literally
Maverick.
The
You want to know?
self-esteem is not there.
Mav, you want to
And they
know?
want to win so badly.
The
It's
true,
such a prideful thing.
the true reason why he leaked these documents is because he was in an argument with someone on Discord about what was really going on in fucking what was it, Ukraine? Yeah,
Mhm.
it was
so.
like Syria and Ukraine, right? And he was telling them what was really going on, and they said, "You're full of shit. If you don't prove it, you're a cuck." And he just fucking started.
I'm not a cuck.
He's like, I'm not a cuckold. I'm not a cuckold. So he cucked himself by fucking throwing all these classified documents on Discord. Let's see. How about this? Classified documents leaked.
I think what's the ship one?
War Thunder Forum.
World Warships or some shit? I don't remember.
World of Warships, World of Tanks.
World of Tanks, I know. We've covered at least one from them. I think Warships has done it too.
Hang on, is this another different one? What is this one? What year was this?
This was 2020.
No, this one I'm finding is August. Let's see. What is this? What did this one released? Oh, fucking a manual for the Eurofighter Typhoon DA7. A fucking airplane, an Italian prototype jet. So yeah, it's this literally happens every month, several times a fucking month. It's insane. The fact that people keep leaking this shit. Stop it. Stop leaking. Like fucking
stop
OPSEC,
it. Get some out.
OPSEC. This is why we keep having cyber awareness training every fucking 2 weeks.
Yeah, it freaking sucks.
Yeah, it does suck.
This is why when I miss one fucking question on the cyber awareness test, I have to do the whole goddamn portion again.
And this is also why we do like quarterly security briefings as well for the security assistants and managers.
That's totally you. That's not me.
I hate it.
Oh, it's the worst. It's the fucking worst.
I used to be a security manager and I hate that.
Nope. Fuck that shit.
All right. So now we're going to get into our 150 reasons to not re-enlist. Maverick cannot relate to any of this. So
this is the best. This is the best. Yeah, I don't know how much of this you're going to be able to relate to in the Air Force.
So number 106 is what we're starting on today. So acting like an adult instead of an overgrown teenager with a paycheck becomes socially acceptable. Number 107.
When you get out, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Number 107. Beanies / hats can be worn at any hour when your head is cold.
Yeah. Fucking ridiculous.
How about this? When
like I said,
so it says can be worn at any hour your head is cold or whenever you damn well please to wear them. Yep. Facts. I can't tell you
There's
how many times I've been in a fucking operational environment. I've got my fleece cap on and I was told to take it off because everybody's not supposed to be wearing it. And I'm like, it's 30 degrees outside.
I like 117.
You're skipping the line.
Maverick reading ahead and shit. Obviously faster than
Must
me.
Be nice. You got to remember who's reading here. Okay, he can barely read.
Number 108. Staying late means more time on the clock. Talk as much as you want, boss. So yeah, you get paid for, while you're there, but when you're in the fucking military,
I mean, unless you're on salary.
Yeah, unless you're on salary, then it's like I just want to leave, please. Number 109. Job performance actually dictates your level of compensation and future career more than incidental things in your life like your haircut and how fast you can run in a big circle.
In a big circle.
This one fucking relates to me so hard right now.
Dude, it fucking absolutely related. You didn't shave today? You're getting busted down. Like, fuck you, man.
I've been sucking Navy dick for like a year and a half. Just cradling the ball, stroking the thigh, and nothing.
Facts, dude. Number 110. You don't have to move, post, or re-enlist to get a better or different job.
Dude.
Yeah, like basically re-enlist and then move your entire life just to fucking get a better job.
Some of it's really not that bad, though, because it's kind of nice.
Yeah. Number 111. You could see your significant other on a regular, consistent basis.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
But some of them also make our lives hell because they don't want to see their significant other.
When I was active duty, I was in a long-distance relationship for the entire time. Like,
and then she took his couch.
And then she after 10 years.
At least it's better than getting cheated on someone stealing your dog.
Oh, no, she did that too.
I'd be fucking killing somebody for that
While you're deployed.
That's so common.
Is that what
Yeah.
is that what you were going through on that last deployment? Was like
Mhm.
cheated on you and took your fucking dog?
Yeah.
Dumbass. She's in the Air Force, bro. You fucked up.
He's in the Air Force too.
Oh, dudes in the Air Force are just bitches.
Why did he take your dog?
Because he was, I don't know. I came back from my deployment and was upsetty spaghetti. And I was like, hey, I want to see my dog. And he was like, no, get fucked. And then PCS'd.
What a
Now,
piece of shit.
I feel like some people are going to get upset because I said Air Force dudes are bitches. The majority of the likelihood that a guy in the Air Force, because we represent regiment, you know.
I know, yeah.
There's more likely to be a dude in the Air Force that's a bitch than another branch.
100%.
Well, I mean,
Navy.
people are stupid no matter what branch.
Like what? Like I'm gonna say he's a little bitch, and then someone in the Marines is just an asshole. That's like the difference. You see what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
Little bitch, asshole.
If my ex tried taking my dog when she left, I would have probably killed her. Like that's like.
And I helped pay for the dog was like $2,000.
No, dogs ain't cheap. Dogs are not cheap.
That was a like purebred German Shepherd, Sable, like named everything, AKC registered. Like I trained him, like the whole thing.
Inbred.
And he was a great dog. And you know, I love this dog, but you know,
we're sorry that happened.
Did you work with him?
No, thank God. No, he was maintenance.
I'm sorry that happened.
Where you eat.
That's okay.
That's so fucking sad, dude.
Yeah, it's sad, but I dodged a bullet, so I'm okay.
Yeah, I was like, is it sad?
Yeah.
Like,
I
it's
think
sad
it's
in the
married,
moment. It's sad in the moment, but in the overall run,
there's going to be a fucking psychotic viewer out there that's definitely going to make sure he doesn't dodge the next one. Anyway, so
he's taking notes right now.
There's like fucking.
You're gonna have a message on your Twitter the moment this posts, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, how'd you watch that whole thing already? It posted like an hour and a half ago."
Or my ex is gonna be like, "Okay, yeah, fuck you," and
then or maybe your ex is watching this. And by the way, dude, if you are watching this, you're a fucking coward and a bitch. You're an
bet you won't comment,
bitch. You Air Force fuck. Yeah, I bet you won't comment, bitch. Go ahead, fuck with me. I know some JTACs.
Put us into the algorithm more. Put your comment down there.
Did he have the same job as you?
No.
He
was a hydraulics mechanic.
Oh, even better, you little fucking pussy. I know JTACs, bitch. Bitch. And you ain't no JTAC, boy. Anyway, so number 110. Oh, no, I said that. 111. I did say that too. So number 112. Wallets never need to be kept in your socks.
What?
So that's mostly a Marine Corps thing. It's unprofessional to have things in your pocket. So they have to put their wallet in their socks because it bulges and it's an unprofessional quote unquote look. So they can't do that.
I was gonna say, like, we have pockets. Why?
I be putting all kinds of shit in my
that's 100% a Marine thing.
Damn, dude. Fucking no wonder why no one wants to be in the Marine Corps anymore. So let's see. Number 113. You're allowed to walk and multitask. Dude, yeah, walking and chewing gum.
You can do that now in the Air Force.
Okay.
Let's not act like you haven't always been able.
You can be on your phone and walking now.
What the fuck?
I feel like you can be talking.
You can have your hands in your pockets while you're walking too. And earbuds in.
Excuse me? What type of blasphemy is going on in the Air Force?
Obviously.
We're not the military. We're a college. No, I'm just kidding.
Fucking right.
Basically.
Pretty much.
God. Everyone says the Air Force isn't the military. They're a business.
The more you tell me this shit, the more I want to fucking lose my goddamn mind.
The more we hate you.
You're fired. Anyway, so.
Yeah, my dad would call me and be like, the military is so soft. I'm like, Dad, you have no idea. You have absolutely no idea.
You really don't.
No, you can't talk.
Number 114. Nobody will ever pull their car over, stopping traffic just to yell at you for doing the above.
Bro. I got stopped off fucking base at Camp Lejeune because so the Marines aren't allowed to go anywhere off base in their Marpats unless it's childcare pickup and gas in an emergency. And in also that case, that means that you didn't plan ahead. You you failed to prepare, and
You're a
you
shitbag.
should you should have got gas before you needed to be in this empty situation.
Jeez.
You're still a piece of shit. I got stopped at one of the gas stations off base because I was like, oh shit, I'm on E. I'm not gonna make it all the way to base. Dude's like, hey devil, and to which I ignore him
Because you're not a devil.
exactly. He says it like four more times, and I turn around and I'm like, are you talking to me? He's like, oh, Doc, you're not supposed to be out here. And they always change their tone when they're talking to a corpsman. But he's like, Doc, you're not supposed to be out here, man. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm on E. I understand this. My bad, Sergeant.
Yeah, the Army, for us, going off post in your uniform was like a no-no, mostly because it
You
was
guys fly in your uniform.
Oh yeah, we fucking do everything. But like overseas, it's different because in Italy with ISIS, it was like, please don't be in your uniform off post. So we got it. We understood. I mean, it was whatever. But at the same time, they didn't give a fuck. But I did see Sergeant Major literally stop traffic because an Italian civilian didn't stop for fucking retreat.
Oh.
And he stops, he said, and he it was so important, he brought it up in a fucking battalion brief with all of us. I just want you to know, I walked out, saluted the flag, and then ran to her and said, ma'am, you know you're supposed to stop the car. I'm like, cool story. Why are you telling us? This is fucking insanity. What the fuck,
That's the way he
dude?
started it, that he had to point out that he walked out, saluted the flag, and then ran to her.
He saw this person driving, didn't stop during retreat, ran outside, saluted the flag, and then proceeded to chase her down to chastise her for not stopping because, you know, she's a civilian and doesn't fucking know.
She really had like a rough day at work or something, you know.
It was, let me tell you something right now, Mav. This dude was my sergeant major. It was, every day was a rough day at work. Every fucking day.
That's the same type of guy that jerks off to his own dress blue.
He literally, like, the day after the 4th of July party that happened on post when they had the fireworks and stuff, because someone said and didn't confirm, because CQ couldn't confirm it and neither could staff duty, but because someone told staff duty someone was lighting fireworks by the barracks. He had us all outside on a fucking Saturday morning. We missed chow just to inspect our barracks for fireworks.
Oh my God.
Off of the word of somebody that was not confirmed. And now I'm out. So yeah.
Matt's just like, this is traumatic for you guys. Damn.
Number one.
We had a dude at the combat dining out or like wherever it was.
Combat. Why do y'all add combat to everything?
I don't know. He got his leg impaled from a lawn chair, like completely all the way through. And I saw it in an article and I saw the dude's face and I was like, oh shit, that's P-mail. Like, I know that dude.
I have so many questions.
He was some army guy that was like with us at Aviano and just got his leg impaled. And there was this whole like safety briefing. Because I guess he like, I don't know, probably just drunk and sat down. And
90% of that is because he was drunk.
Yeah.
No. That's, you don't just sit down and get impaled by a lawn chair. Shenanigans were happening.
There's a picture of it. It's gnarly.
Shenanigans were happening.
Is there a picture of it? I'm gonna look.
Were Marines involved in this?
Well,
this sounds like
some
bullshit they would do.
Airman leg impaled Aviano Air Base. Let's see. Airman receives purple. No, that's 2004.
He would fucking get a Purple Heart.
I'm not finding any of that. What you said. Not finding that at all. Aviano Airman dies. Case under investigation. That's new. That's January. Anyway,
it was in 20.
It was 9 months ago.
Yeah, was it? I don't
know.
January was 9 months ago.
Yeah. So while you find this, so number 115, walking and eating. Why shouldn't you? Facts. Why shouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
116. You can use all the pockets you have on your clothing without fear of retribution.
Yeah.
Number 117, and I agree with you, Mav. I like this one. My boss will no longer make decisions that can or will get me killed.
Dude.
Fucking big one right there. I can't tell you how many times that I was the biggest reason why I left was like, if I deploy with any of these fuckers, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm a dead man. Like, there ain't no fucking way.
If we do have ground combat in the near future, it's going to be bad.
It's going to be real bad. People are going to learn
all
real
the
fast.
experienced guys are gone, and all the shitty people that got advanced that shouldn't be in leadership are there.
118, lectures from leaders about how paying bills is important when I'm older than they are and have more life experience living on my own in the real world than they do. This one I relate to so fucking hard. I joined in my almost in my mid 20s when I was in, right? And I went to buy a motorcycle, right? Mind you, I had my motorcycle license 10 years prior to this. Okay. So I got a motorcycle, maybe not that long. I got it in 2008. Yeah. So I had a motorcycle license in 2008. Here it is, 2012. I had been riding. I was 24 at the time. And I was like, I kind of missed having a motorcycle. I have a valid motorcycle license. I'm going to buy a bike. And it's not my first vehicle purchase, right? Go start talking to somebody about buying a bike. And then this E6 is like, did you get permission to do that? I'm like, I didn't think I needed permission to fucking buy anything. And he's like, it's a vehicle purchase. You need to have like an actual counseling form written up and stuff. And we have to actually like make you do these classes and stuff. This dude was 20. In 2021, he was young. He outranked me, obviously. But here I am. I'm like, dude, I'm like, he got his license. He joined the Army when he was 18.
Dude, you get a counseling if you get a beer. Get out of my face.
Right. So, dude wasn't even old enough to drink in the States, and he's lecturing me about buying a motorcycle as if it was my fucking first time. And I was like, why does this have to be a conversation at all?
Was there anything like that in the Air Force? Well, do y'all have to get counseled to purchase a car?
No.
No, because
the look you gave spoke volumes. The look you gave just spoke volumes. That says enough.
She's like, no, why the fuck would I ever have to tell?
No.
Why would we do that type of dumb shit?
Absolutely not. Unless it's like a really bad decision that they talk about it like openly, then it's like, all right, you're just stupid.
This is a good one. So number 119, the thousands of hours wasted in a motor pool will never happen again. I relate to that one so fucking hard. Number 120, shoes for work will not cost $150 to $200. I don't think that's completely true, guy, because I worked as a pipe fitter for several years, and I can tell you right now, a good pair of work boots are not cheap.
Yeah, that's blue collar.
121, choice of where to live, anywhere in the country. Yep, you do have to say that.
Nice.
Number 122, no more waiting around for hours having nothing to do, but not allowed to leave work.
That's not true. That's still going to happen in the civilian world.
It absolutely will. Absolutely will. I mean, you can leave. The only thing they're going to do is fire you.
It's the downside of how our society is done. If you work 8 hours, but you get your work done fast, the company then feels ripped off because they're paying you for that time, but you're like, I'm already done. And then the same person can take that whole time to do the same amount of work.
Mm-hmm.
And the company's like, oh, we're getting our money's worth. But the dude that's like getting tasked with more shit's like, what the fuck is happening? This is bullshit.
I know. Why you keep giving me more work? Number 122, no more waiting around for hours having nothing to do, but no,
we just read that.
Number 123, no more downloading connexes to be inventoried multiple times in a week.
You can download a connex? What the fuck?
It's not download the way you're thinking of, dude. Taking them off the truck. Taking them off and unpacking them.
Unloading?
We call it downloading. Bring it down off the truck and unload it.
Okay. All right. That's basic.
Number 124, no more being treated like a child, all the while being told that you're an adult and that the Army makes you a man.
That's not true.
Fucking
I know
facts.
Mav already can't relate to that.
Totally tired of being
treated like a person.
No, she can't relate to that one at all. No more mandatory fun events. Do you have those in the Air Force?
We do have mandatory fun events.
Mandatory fun day?
We do.
You do?
What does y'all's mandatory fun day look like?
It's probably actually fun.
Like soccer, volleyball.
Excuse me?
Fun. See? For us,
yeah. But actual fun. Okay.
So for us, it's wear your dress uniform, go to a whole bunch of ceremonies, being told that you have to go do this. And it's always like some stupid fucking event that's like PT related. You got to be in uniform for it.
You got to buy a ticket that's just already overpriced and expensive.
Yeah, you will buy a ticket. Everybody will go. It's like, I don't have the money for this. Like, we bet that's your fault. Like, fuck you.
Or you'll be unwatched or CQ or whatever it is.
Being forced to buy a ticket is a big one. Like the ball, for example. Being told you have to go to the ball, you have to pay for your ticket, and the ticket's like $200 fucking dollars, and you're like,
yeah,
you're telling me I have to spend $200 fucking dollars that I don't have?
They just threaten you with watch.
Or what my favorite thing, what they'll do is First Sergeant will buy it for you, and you have to owe him.
Kiss my ass.
Yeah,
I'll take watch. I'll stand duty. Fuck that.
You'll owe him with duty. Yeah, I'm not saying you have to pay him back. You pay him back, but not with money. With favors. All the favors. Anyway.
Yeah, if I find this article, I will send it to you guys.
It probably obviously won't be something I could show on here, though.
Oh, because it's graphic?
Yeah, but I still want to see it.
You can show graphic things for medical purposes.
Number 126, perception does not mean reality, period.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's like one of the... I hate that saying so much.
Perception is reality?
Me too.
Yes.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
It's
by
not.
any means.
It's really not. Number 127, no more being asked, why do I not want to re-enlist when I answer no? Dude, that is a fucking... I had a fucking retention NCO follow me to Grafenveer in the field to ask me why I'm not re-enlisting or if I wanted to. And I'm like, I told you no a month ago. Why are you here in the worst environment that could possibly tell me that I don't want to re-enlist? You think me sucking in the field for a month is going to make me want to stay in, and you want to be here in the middle of that to ask me if I want to stay in? You're wrong, guy.
Ask me again. I might change my mind. That's one of my favorite TikToks from Blake out of Rex. Is he's having his pros and cons. I don't know what y'all call them. His evaluation, I guess.
Number 128, Class A inspection.
I'm not done. Where he's having his evaluation, and he's like, "Oh, you're doing really good. You're making a lot of progress. You might be making sergeant pretty soon." And he's like, "Yeah, no, I'm thinking about getting out." He's like, "You're a fucking piece of shit."
Oh yeah, dude. Fucking like, you piece of shit. You are the worst ever. He's like, oh yeah, now you know why I'm not staying in. This one, Class A inspections, which is your dress uniform inspections. This would not be nearly as so annoying if it wasn't for the fact that they are the only reason we ever have to wear them. Facts. That's the only time I ever wore them.
Wait, what are Class A's?
Dress uniform.
Like full dress?
Full dress.
Okay.
Like the Marine Corps dress blues, our ASUs and shit. Whatever the fuck the Air Force has.
Theirs is so stupid. The only difference between their dress uniform and their service uniform is a jacket. That's it. It's a blazer.
Number 129, 95% of the time, respect is a one-way street, not mutual, and it goes straight up to the chain. It is often demanded and not earned. That is a huge one. Number 130, being told you're doing great things for your country at any time and any tone of voice whatsoever.
I do that ironically.
And my personal favorite, which is the one we're going to end on, my chain of command's probable reaction to reading this.
Oh my God.
I think that the doing thing, you're doing great things for your country. I say that ironically all the time. Or unironically. I don't know terminology.
We used to say you're doing God's work.
I say you're saving lives.
Or you're doing good service to your country. Thank you for your service, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
All that fun shit.
Doing what the Navy trained you, saving lives.
And Mav
they're usually just sweeping the floor.
Mav is like desperately trying to find this dude's leg being impaled.
I really am.
She squirreled out so hard.
I'm not making this up. Like, you ever hear a story where you're like
focused into this right now?
Like, you ever hear about those things where you're like, I know I've seen that before, and I know the dude, I just forget his name.
Outside of getting
ADHD?
The impaling, what is the craziest shit that has happened that you were in the area for?
Talking about like traumatic or not traumatic?
She had to live in this barracks that didn't have fucking AC,
I mean, like something that happened. Wild. Something that happened at one of your posts that you're just like, what the fuck?
I mean, that's hard to pinpoint one. You right now.
Throw a dart at the wall.
Okay.
Pick one.
A dude literally got shot by a stray bullet on my first deployment. That was kind of like a what the fuck? 2019.
This was the one that was in Iraq, right?
Yeah.
That seems pretty normal.
Was
It
it
was just a stray bullet, like just a random bullet.
just out of
It was
nowhere?
Iraq, though.
Oh yeah, but it was like we're in the middle of nowhere.
So who shot it?
It's all of Iraq.
I don't know. That's the thing. It's
They
some
never
random
figured
dude
out who
got
shot it. They never figured out where they came from. There was
Someone
no shot heard nowhere.
Nope.
The shot
Nothing.
around,
Just
around
suddenly
the base.
has a bullet in his arm.
It's fucking. I can only imagine you're sitting there talking, all of a sudden you're like, "Fuck! What the fuck?"
Yeah, and he's like, someone like made a joke. They were like, he's gonna get a Purple Heart, like automatically.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would hope so. You got shot in the fucking arm, but it's
Yeah.
unfortunately it's probably gonna be not service related.
No, I probably won't just be a straight
no.
bullet. But that was also like a what the fuck. And then turns out, here's another, actually a good one. When I first moved to Aviano, there was report that a couple of doors down, my dog is just doing circles right now.
Yeah, he is.
There was a lady who was like stabbed 12 times, like right down the hallway from me when I first got there.
In
Wait.
the
And-
dorms or off base?
The dorms. Yeah, she was just randomly. I guess her boyfriend did it because he was upset or something.
I knew it. I knew it was gonna be
Yeah.
relationship related.
And then I was
20
like, wait, what? They're like, yeah, be careful. Like, don't let anyone in that you don't know. Like, things like that. Like, all that jazz. Like, be safe.
Wait,
Somebody fucked around with
was this-
somebody.
this was in
I bet that's
2017?
what this is.
2017.
Yeah, 2017, 18.
She lived.
Yeah, she lived.
Yeah, so of course gigantic fucking ads. They never. It's like when I'm trying to read some. So Aviano Airman held in stabbing a fellow service member.
Better than
Yeah.
Giant Nicolas Cage.
U.S. Airman is in custody after reportedly stabbing a fellow service member in a base dormitory early Tuesday morning, Italian media reported. Italian news agency ANSA identified the attacker as Cameron Ashley Owens, 19, from Georgia, who is in the 31st Operations Support Squadron. It did not identify the alleged victim, except to say that a 21-year-old woman. Let's see.
Usually won't.
So Owen stabbed the sleeping victim in the throat, face, and arms with a kitchen knife at about 4 a.m. Her screams woke others.
Wait. It was the girl that did the stabbing.
No, the guy.
The guy.
The guy did
Did
the
the
stabbing.
stabbing on the girl.
Okay.
The suspect fled the scene after stabbing. Was identified by Carbonari, who reviewed video surveillance footage. He was later arrested and taken into custody.
Video
Interesting.
surveillance.
And why did this happen?
No idea. I think it might have just been that he was jealous or something.
It's
Interesting. We had
They
a
were
guy.
like, be careful of stabbings. I'm like, oh shit. Okay.
We had a guy that got put into an Italian jail because he fucking tried to beat a hooker to death,
Oh my god.
and she was pregnant and lost the baby. And then,
Army doesn't complete it.
and then-
Marines just straight up
and
kill
then- well, the thing is,
them in
the
the Philippines.
dude picked up a hooker from a brothel, took her to a field, didn't want to pay, tried to kill her, and then left her in a field for dead, and went
Oh my
back
God.
and went back to the barracks.
Sorry.
She survived. He got caught because he had her underwear and purse in his car,
oh my god.
and then got put on barracks restriction and obviously arrested and stuff. And like, I was on staff duty during this, so I had to fucking make sure he was still there. Then he escapes at some point, goes back to the brothel to try to quote unquote finish the job. And
God.
because the brothels in Italy are run by the fucking Russian mob, so they naturally beat the shit out of him, and he went straight to an Italian jail. The Italian jail was right next to base, by the way. So we have our soccer field, a fence, prison.
Oh yeah.
So he was in that prison, and he ended up getting transferred out because people were like jerking off and throwing poop at him, jerking off in his food, putting poop in his food, throwing poop at him in his cell. Yeah. Cool
That's
guy.
tough.
Yeah. He
This is an average day.
it's just an average day with 173rd, you know?
Just throwing pieces at each other. Yeah, that's a
The
good
same
idea.
fucking unit that like what 2-3 years ago, like actually it was like 2019 or something like that, where they had a fucking
2019 was a wild year.
the guys in Vicenza got into an absolute brawl with Italians,
Oh my god.
and I was like laughing my ass off because I was like, glad I'm not there anymore because I know exactly which bar I was at. It was probably fucking Customs, that fucking shitty ass bar where all the fucking harlots go to hang out. Harlots. Just the Italian girls that like, just want to take your money. That's a big thing. They rob you. They drug you and they rob you. They don't want you. They just want what's in your wallet.
Generally,
yeah. It's typically how it works. So
that's why I never really like dated anybody or like went out with anybody that was Italian really that much. That was around my age because they were all just like they would stay out so late.
Oh my
they do this?
God!
Do they do this a lot?
Oh fucking yeah.
Yeah. There was this. Okay, so as an airman, I was an idiot. Typical. And there was this. Do you remember that?
Not the same level as our idiot though.
There was like a strip joint that was called Boobies or something.
That's original.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one. I just
like
know about
right next to the car dealership that was like getting your car. Anyway. And every Thursday they would do like strip night or whatever. So they would have those like ladies over there. Well, I went out with a bunch of tag P guys there, and the DD ended up drinking. So they were like, fuck it, let's just walk. And so we walked from that place all the way to the front of the base. And and it was like probably like November time frame, like 2018. And it was absolutely miserable. And then we eventually got there, and it's just me and these like three or four like tag P guys. And I'm like, I'm too like when you're fucked up and when you're walking
you're
all the way back to
tired.
base, you're exhausted.
You can tell.
Yeah. And I think I took one picture from that night, and it was just the floor, like just of like the grass in front of me right near base.
The Italians fucking party until noon the next day. It's
They really
crazy.
do.
It's like me and I had a buddy who was also my squad leader, but he's my best friend. He was dating an Italian chick, and her roommate and stuff. Like we all went out to this club. And you ever go to Yezlo Beach?
Sounds super familiar.
Yezlo is it's the beach like south of Venice. It's like the most popular fucking party place. So there's a water park there that they drained on the weekend and turned into a nightclub.
Oh my God.
So we go in here and we're club hopping, and we go into this club and we're just going and going and going. And of course it's outside. And then I just happened to look over the water and I'm like, is that the sun? And it sure as fuck was the sun. And it was like 8 o'clock in the morning when they finally stopped.
Yep.
And
I game until 8 in the morning sometimes.
You know those goddamn drink cards?
Yeah. Holy shit.
So
yeah.
I pay out, right? They didn't give me a receipt, and I didn't realize it. So I pay out, and I walk into the door. Guy stops me. He's like, where's your drink? Where's your card? And I'm like, I just paid that lady right there. And he's like, no, you didn't. And I'm like, yes, I fucking did. So then I went over there, and I brought him with me, and I asked her, I was like, I just paid you, right? And she looked at me, she's like, no. And I was like, I literally just paid you. So I had to pay for the whole drink card, because that's how they do it there.
Again?
I didn't, but it wasn't full the first time.
Yeah.
I didn't really, it was like maybe
that
like
reminds
50
me
euro.
of like Poppies. I don't know if you ever went to there.
No, not Poppies.
It was right near all the airmen went there. Everyone, like, you saw like your shirt there. You saw like everyone that was there. And they turned on, if you went outside the building and took a right and went downstairs, there was like a strip club, and it was very small. And it was just Italian ladies doing their thing. And I went down there with my friends because I want to make sure they were okay. And they were just super nice. Just super sweet, super friendly.
Yeah, they're trying to get dances.
So
it was funny because later on they opened up a separate strip club there called Phoenix. And
good name.
I became really good friends with the people that worked there, that they went and picked us up like at the front of the gate. Like they would wait for us, and we would go out there in their car, and we would all drive over to this place and just hang out with
You're
them.
just getting picked up by hoochies.
Hey man, I had me and my buddies. Me and my buddies went to a fucking strip joint, and the strippers bought us McDonald's and took us back to base.
They were so nice. Yeah. I went to there for like Thanksgiving, I think, one time with their family. It was cool.
Thanksgiving of the titter. Fucking we get a privé. Fucking
don't have a good experience. The Marines ruin every experience. And
they really do.
yeah.
They really do.
All the time.
I mean, infantry does
Every
too.
time.
Infantry does too.
They fuck everything and everyone.
And they don't wrap it up. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, trust me, I know that. They always lie to me about it.
Well,
it's usually because they're married and they think I'm going to tell their wife.
Foreman, right? Yeah, you are. You said you were earlier. Yeah, I think one of my friends on Regiment is also one. His name's Johan.
There's a couple that I know that are corpsmen on there.
Yeah.
I've been in regiment since there was like 400 people.
Docs had to use the fucking silver bullet and the cleaning rod on plenty of Marines. I know that for sure.
Oh yeah, my favorite question
Is the
is
rod
why
actually a thing?
The rotting?
Yeah,
the
like there's
silver
like,
bullet.
there's like a is that actually a thing? What is that?
So that's what we call it, and we
Oh.
always tell the Marines that it's massive. It's not. I used to carry a piece, old car antennas on the back of the car for the radio. I would carry a piece on my flak, had that little knob on it, and I would tell them that it was a silver bullet. So if they fell out, I'm like, this is going in your ass. Like I gotta get a core temperature. And in reality, it's just a regular thermometer. It's called the silver bullet because the tip of it is silver.
Oh, I see.
And,
okay.
and then you got the cleaning rod. The cleaning rod.
Are you talking about the bore punch?
The bore punch, yeah.
We only do that. We don't do that nearly as much anymore. The only time we'll do that is if a Marine will come in for the same issue like multiple times. Like he just doesn't learn his fucking lesson. He just out here fucking hose.
Maverick, you don't know what a bore punch is, do you?
I do not.
It's a rod in your penis
Ooh.
It's a
check
Q-tip.
because you have to swab it.
Hell no.
To get a culture to check for bacteria.
You know
like
those?
gonorrhea,
You ever gotten a throat culture with that Q-tip that's like this long?
Mm-hmm.
That's what goes up there.
I did the nose thing too, where it goes all in your nose, all the way in the back.
Imagine if your nose was a penis.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
So imagine that Q-tip right there, and getting put right up the pee hole. That's called bore punching.
Yeah, fuck that.
And that's how you. It's typically how you test for what, gonorrhea.
No, not anymore. It's just a urine test.
Damn.
Most of the time.
Well,
but
like you said, if
the
they don't
old
learn
days,
if they don't learn
the
their
old
fucking,
days used to do that.
Now they do it because it's like, you've been back here 4 times, and I'm going to make sure you don't come back for the 5th.
100%. Yeah.
Stop fucking that lady.
Wrap
It's
it for
they always
fuck's
lie to
sake.
me. They're always married, and they'll be like, I always ask them, have you done questionable things? No, Doc, never.
Never,
Okay.
Doc, no.
Absolutely.
All right.
Totally.
But when you want to stop lying to me, then we can figure out what's going on. Because they're the reason that I have the follow-up question of, did you wear a condom with, did you keep it on the whole time?
Mm.
And
Which is never.
one of those answers are always no.
I will say, I did have a very traumatic experience when I was getting the rod in my arm for like birth control and stuff in the military. I will say that was
what is that called?
Nexplanon?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, that's
rod
what it
in
is.
the arm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
a
you
birth
put
control.
it-
It's literally like a rod. You can
It's
see
like
it.
this big, yeah. The lady didn't numb me up before she cut me open to insert it in Aviano. Love the
That
medical.
sounds like a fucking on-base
yep.
medical practice.
Yeah, they gave me freaking what was it? The shot they give you anthrax like 4 times before I freaking deployed, and I was like,
That's fine. It's a series.
yeah, but no, you're only supposed to get like 3 times, right?
5.
Like 1 before 5. Oh Jesus, okay.
It's a 5 series.
Oh. Well, I never finished that, but anyway,
You don't have to finish it.
yeah. So they basically just cut me open, and they did that, and I was super traumatized by it because I was like, dude, I was just fucking cut open like for no reason, like without anything. And
Did you already have your tattoos?
No, this was before, and then
Okay. At least it didn't ruin anything.
before I left for the second one, I had to get it replaced because it's like every 3 years you have to. And the lady, she like took it out because it was kind of stuck in there because she was like, oh, it's attached to a muscle.
Oh,
And I was like, ah, sick. And then so she just yanks it out, and then she's like, you want to see it? And I was like, why would you do that? Like,
Cool.
oh my god!
I'm surprised you didn't gain weight. I'm surprised you didn't gain weight for that. That's a
no, yeah, that didn't have
super
any other
common.
effect. Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, it's awesome, but it just feels
yeah, it
weird.
means you can have sex without children.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, but that's just
I mean, what other purpose is it?
yeah.
Hormonal regulation. There's other medical benefits to it.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that was all.
We trying to fuck.
had.
Okay, it's 2023. All right. Oh, she's about to get hella DMs now. God,
I know.
I'm
Great.
so sorry.
I didn't think about the Simpson, the fucking comment section that we were probably going to
Lord.
have off this one.
Maybe
you can never escape them.
No,
Like,
you
have
cannot.
a normal life, and it's like, you know what? I'm just
You
gonna
know,
fuck
actually, with me being a part of Irreverent Warriors and doing all that for so many years and moving up in leadership, my Facebook, and I now somewhat know what it feels like to be a female on social media because I just have friend requests just for days.
Dude,
Not the same. You're not getting dick pics.
Yeah, that's the part that's a little bit, that's not actually true either, but Marines. Come on.
Oh.
Like, hey, Doc, check this out.
Yeah, you fuck.
Thanks.
Yeah, look at my. It's an up close and personal. I need you to look at my dick, Doc. Versus like
Oh,
actually
jeez.
an unsolicited photo in your inbox.
I mean, you probably see more than I do, so it's okay.
Probably, yeah. I've probably seen way more dicks than even the average sailor.
Even
Yeah.
like being a spotter in a fucking urinalysis, I've had to like stare at dicks. That's always the best.
That's
Oh,
worse because
God.
I'm also a urinalysis coordinator.
So you get to see them and touch them. Hell yeah.
It's the Navy way.
It's the Navy way. And on that note, kids, let's wrap it up. We've been going on.
Mav, tell everybody your socials, where to find you if you
Oh,
want
yeah,
more dick pics, I guess.
Oh God, please don't. For the love of God, do not do that. Yeah, Maverick Show on kicking Twitch, and then Maverick Ack on Twitter, and Mav Actual on Instagram.
Fuck yeah.
Sweet.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Mav, don't leave yet. We'll catch you guys on the next episode. This will be put out while I'm in Norway. So I'm going to leave this up to you, Doc, to actually put in the information in the thumbnail.
That's wonderful.
So you get to be the one that has to, like, I'll upload it and, like, leave it there. But it's going to be on you to actually give it a description and a thumbnail. Good luck.
Prepare for a fucked up episode, everybody.
It'll be edited. I'll do the editing. So. All right, guys, we'll catch you on the next episode of The Smoke Pit. Love y'all and appreciate y'all. And with that, have a good rest of your week. Bye.